You do you. I'm gonna keep pooping.
Oh my god, hello.
You do you.
It's me.
I'm gonna keep pooping.
I'm here. I know it's been a little while. I'm sorry. Your girl needs that beauty sleep. Hi, everybody. Yeah, I don't know what's wrong with that robot. It says some weird shit. Me?
That's right.
Yeah, go get your popcorn, dude. We're gonna watch some crap. I mean, really good, awesome,
Finally, I can buy a
cool video
whole potato.
content found on the internet. Like leading the charge on Area 51. I don't fuck with that stuff, man.
Uh-huh.
I don't fuck with aliens, dude.
Yep.
The aliens could be hot. I doubt it.
You do you. I'm gonna keep pooping.
Am I the voice actress for Zone? No, I'm a vampire lady. Look at me. Fangs and my ears. Guys, you're getting some time to go get some snacks, so I suggest you do that.
Well, hello there.
I don't know. Every image I've seen of an alien, they always look skinny with these big old heads. That ain't cute.
Uh-huh. That's right.
Tentacle monsters are fine. We'll never know if aliens are actually cute. You guys gotta storm that Area 51 base. You know, if aliens were so smart, would they be locked up in Area 51? Shouldn't they be smart enough to get out? You think the US government is that powerful? Hello? Did you miss me? If yes, why? I don't understand. No, you're not supposed to type why. I was asking you why. You guys are real slow, ain't ya? This is why I love you guys. Stop it!
Yeah.
No, don't turn them off. You're supposed to buy things, I think. I don't know. How do I sell out properly? I need money.
Oh, look at this guy's bits.
We're gonna watch some interesting videos that we found. Just be Belle Delphine. I'll sell my bathwater. I bathe in blood, so I don't think you're allowed to do that. I don't think you're allowed to send those sort of things through the mail.
Okay, okay, okay.
Well, I think I can spare a few coins. Sorry, it isn't more.
Wow, thank you for the donation. Is that all I have to do? Then I just ask?
Uh-huh.
One whole minute of pure silence. Isn't that the kind of thing you guys want?
You do you. I'm gonna keep pooping.
Hasn't been a minute yet.
Ahoy, sailor! You do you. I'm gonna keep pooping.
Hey, cool raid. Oh, I can't wait to get started. Who is my favorite artist?
Oh, look at this guy's bits.
Pretty uncultured, so I don't really have any.
Burger good. Yep.
Nah, Zone kind of sucks.
Correct.
Just kidding, I love you.
You do you. I'm gonna keep pooping.
Anyone got asthma in the chat? In case y'all can't breathe, I got you covered. We're gonna learn some shit. Did you read that? I didn't.
Oh, I hate asthma.
I hate
Never
asthma.
have any fun.
That's
I
sad.
can't do anything. I can't go out and play. I can't wrestle with my brothers.
My brothers.
Even
Why would you
sleep
want
good
to?
at night because I cough.
Your brothers probably suck, kiddo.
I can't do anything.
Me?
Where am I?
You're in a nightmare space.
Who said that?
I did.
See, I told you.
Who am I? Let me tell you who I am. Listen.
Get away from her.
My name is Aristotle, they call me Ari for short. You may ask me what I am, so I
Aristotle?
would like to retort. I am an asthma aardvark, a real happening dude. I can help you with your asthma, I can put you in the mood to learn.
Please do not put me in the mood. Ever.
Why do you have asthma? Well, we don't really
'Cause God
know,
hates
but
me.
You can learn a lot about it. Be the one
Oh,
in
look at this
control.
guy's
Know
bits.
what's happening, child? What's going on in there? What are airways and air sacs? What causes a flare? Do you know? What are muscle bands? Why do they open and squeeze? When I'm around all those triggers, why do I cough and wheeze? When can I go to
Oh God, I'm getting
When
triggered.
can I play? When do I call the doctor? What do I say when I feel tight?
Give me.
Don't worry about your asthma now that Ari is here. I can answer all your questions, take away all your fears. That's why they call me Aristotle, cause my friends and I help you learn about your asthma if you're willing to try. Yes, you can do it.
Yes, I
Yes, you
can.
can do
Do
it. We can all do it.
Your bars suck, dude.
Just do it.
He got no bars. No bars.
Breathe it, baby, breathe it.
Ew. Stop. Don't call me baby. Don't do that.
Now you know who I am. Who are you?
My name is Julie.
So tell me, Julie, would you like to learn more about your asthma?
Oh,
You're
yes, I
terrifying,
would.
master.
Welcome to Yes, I Can Land.
But what is Yes I Can Land and how did I get here?
Your dream brought you here when you said you can't do anything because you have asthma. Remember?
And now you can't go home.
Well, you see,
You're
Julie,
here
Yes,
forever.
I Can Land is a magical place where boys and girls can learn about their asthma and develop a brand new Yes, I Can attitude. Then you can be an official member of Aries Asthma Attitude Club.
Ari, I'd love to be in your club, but what's an asthma attitude and how does that
You do
help me
you.
with my asthma?
I'm gonna keep pooping.
I can help you understand your asthma. And when you understand something, you'll have a whole new attitude. And then you can be the boss.
But how do you know so much about
I
my asthma?
don't like this angle.
Because I
Stop.
have asthma too, just like you.
You have asthma too?
I sure do. That's why I can help boys and girls like you learn to be the boss of their own asthma.
I really like that. Let's get started.
I hope she filmed these majority without him being
Okay,
there.
now, to understand our asthma, we need to learn some things. Let's pretend we can see inside of our chests. Do you know what these are?
Sure, those are your lungs.
That's right, Julie. And these are called airways or bronchioles. And these are little muscles wrapped around your
Sleep.
airways.
Yep.
These fluffy things that look like the ends of broccoli, those are called air sacs or alveoli. Now watch what happens when we breathe. When we breathe in new fresh air with oxygen, the muscles that wrap around them stretch in and out with each breath. This new air travels down to our air sacs and trades places with the old used air, and then goes all over our body. We breathe the old used air out.
Wow, all that happens and we don't even think about it.
You bet, Julie. That happens every single time
shut
you
up,
take a
Julie.
breath. Now here's what happens when you have asthma. Because we have asthma, our airways are twitchy.
What do you mean, Ari? I don't feel them twitching.
No, Julie. When I say twitchy, I mean there are things around us that our airways
No, you
don't like
stupid
very
little
much.
bitch.
These things
You
are
don't
called
understand
triggers.
anything at all, do you?
These triggers make our lungs put out special teeny tiny cells called mast cells. Mast cells make our airways do three things.
What kind of things?
Well, remember those little muscles wrapped around our airways?
Uh-huh.
First,
My
they
broccoli's
begin to
got
open
cheese
and
all
close,
over it now.
Squeezing our airways tight. It's hard for air to get in or out, and it makes us cough and
Wheeze.
That's right.
Is that what makes our chest feel funny and tight, too?
Exactly. This is called bronchospasm.
What happens next, Ari?
Well, the second thing that happens is that the inside of our airways becomes red and fat or swollen like this. This is called inflammation.
Inflammation?
Right again. Then the third thing that our airways do is make a lot of thick, gooey stuff that fills them up and it
cool.
makes it harder to breathe.
Now you're talking my
You know
language,
what this
Ari.
fluffy stuff is called, Julie?
Icky.
Right
Mucus.
on. And it looks like this. Remember these three things. Can you say them with me? Bronchospasms, inflammation, and mucus. Think of B-I-M.
yeah.
BIM. It's what happens to your airways
BIM.
when you breathe in a
Sure.
trigger. When your airways start with bronchospasms, inflammation, and mucus, BIM, this is called an asthma flare.
Flairbim. So easy to remember.
Wow, no wonder it's so hard for me to breathe sometimes. Ari, I don't like how I feel when an asthma flare starts.
I know what you mean.
Isn't there anything I can do to keep an asthma flare from starting?
Yes, Julie, there's a lot we can do to help with our
Rip
asthma.
out your
For
lungs.
instance, do you remember
You
we
don't
said
really
our
need
twitchy
them.
airways start with BIM when we breathe in a trigger?
Uh-huh.
Do you remember what we said a trigger is?
A trigger is anything that my airways don't like.
Yes, and I just happen to have a good friend who helps me and can help you with your triggers. Meet Tomas.
Hola, Ari. How are you, my little art
Oh,
Oh,
boy.
Tomas, I'm great. I want you to meet my new friend Julie. She
Hola,
needs to know more about
Tomas.
triggers.
Trigger
You
boss.
have come to the right person because I am the great Tomas, the trigger boss.
What's a trigger, boss?
A trigger boss is someone who knows all
Yeah,
of
what the fuck
triggers
is that
and stays
thing?
away from them.
Can I be a trigger boss too?
Oh, see, Julie, everybody can be a trigger boss.
How?
Listen, and I will tell you so.
I am a trigger boss. My name it is Tomas. From triggers I stay away. I watch for them all the day. Oh, dust, pollen, cats, and smoke will make you
Why
wheeze
are
and
you
choke.
doing
When you
this?
breathe them in the air, they'll start an asthma flare. Ah, arriba, andale!
Does he have lips under his hat? Hold.
Find out what
Am I
your triggers
crazy?
may be, then stay away like me. Take a tip from your friend Tomas, and you'll be a trigger boss. I am a trigger boss. My name it is Tomas. From triggers I stay away. I watch for them all the day. Aha! You watch for the triggers too. Then you can breathe. You won't choke, and that's good. Julie, you can wear a star and be
You
a
won't
trigger
choke,
boss.
and that's good.
Just do what I always tell Ari to do. Help your parents and doctor to find out what your triggers are. Remember, everybody can have different triggers. So you can help by telling your parents every time you are around something that makes your chest feel tight and you cough and wheeze.
Do you mean like when I go over to Uncle Jack's house?
What happens there?
He smokes.
Oh, that is not good.
I always start to cough, and then my chest feels tight, and I start to wheeze.
Oh, that is even worse.
Then I have to take my asthma medicine and
Tell
my
your parents that
inhaler
you
before
hate
I
your
feel
fucking
better.
uncle.
Oh,
It's just that
Cia
easy.
Mica, cigarette smoking is one of the biggest, most terrible triggers that people have. But there are many more, like allergies, animals, dust, exercise, cold weather, or even when you get sick with a cold, earache, or sinus infection.
But Tomas, I still don't understand how I can be the boss.
Drew and Ari and everybody with asthma can be a trigger boss by staying away from your triggers. Ask your parents to help you. Once you know what your triggers are, then the very best thing you can do for your asthma is to stay far away from them.
But Tomas,
See?
you said that sometimes when Ari or I get sick, like with a cold or my ears hurt, that can be a trigger. But how do I stay away from getting a cold?
Oh, she is a smart one.
You don't.
That
You're fucked,
is a
kid.
very good question. You see, Julie, even when we know our triggers, sometimes we just can't stay away from them, no matter how hard we try. For those times when you can't stay away,
I don't
Ari
like
and I
how
have
close
another
they
friend
are,
we
and
would
they
like
keep
you
like
to meet.
pulling back
He
to this
can show
wide
you
shot.
something else you can do to help your asthma. Look over there.
Hey,
Oh, fuck.
Ari, Tomas, good to see you, man. Hello,
Oh,
little
it just
lady.
gets
Who
more
have
and
we
more
here?
racist, doesn't
PFM,
it?
this is Julie, our new friend. She is learning about her asthma. Julie, this is PFM.
At your service, Julie. I am Peak Flow Meter Man. My friends call me PFM, and I hope you will be my friend.
Hey, PFM, amigo. Julie wants to know what she
You
can
do
do
you.
when she can't stay
I'm
away
gonna
from her
keep pooping.
triggers. Can you help her?
Video is
I
triggering
can
me.
surely help you. Do you know what this is, child?
It looks like you. Is it a peak flow meter?
Correct! This is a peak flow meter. Peak flow meters come in different shapes, but they all tell you the same thing when you blow in them. They can help you to know if your airways are
I'm sensing a
open
disturbance
or
in the
starting
space-time
with thin.
continuum.
But how does it work, PFM?
Well, if you think you have been around a trigger or you notice warning signs like sneezing, coughing, especially at night, wheezing, a sore throat, headache, or it's just
Well,
plain hard to
hello
breathe, that is
there.
the time to use your peak flow meter. Write down your meter reading on your special PFM chart, show it to your doctor. This will help your doctor make a
This is a
special
lot of
asthma plan just
responsibility for a
you.
young child.
I'm still not sure I understand.
Well, you will. Listen to this.
Oh god, of course he has a song too.
I have peak flow meter, you have peak flow meter, we have peak flow meter too. When triggers show dead, the meter you blow, this will surely help you. I blow my peak flow meter, you blow your peak flow meter, we blow our peak flow meter too. Do it 3 times, write the best number down, this will surely help you. I am in the green zone, you are in the green zone, we are in the green zone too. Green mean go, you're doing good, man. This will surely help you. I am in the yellow zone, you are in the yellow zone, we are in the yellow zone too. We must follow asthma plan like the doctor say. This
This will surely help you. I don't see the red zone. You don't see the red zone. We don't see the red zone too. If you use your meter and you follow your plan, this will surely help you.
What?
La 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 la.
You just skip over the emergency? That's the most important one.
Thanks for the bits.
This will surely help you. I have peak flow meter. You have peak flow meter. We have peak flow meter too. When triggers show, then the meter you blow. This will surely help you.
PFM, now I know how to use my peak flow meter, but what are my green, yellow, and red zones, and how do I find them?
Your zones, Julie, tell you how open your airways are. Practice blowing on your peak flow meter till you get it right. Then, blow your meter at the same time every day.
Oh, that poor American
Once in
girl
the
doll
morning
has asthma
and once
too.
at night, and write it down on your special PFM chart. Do this for 2 or more weeks. Make sure you are not having a flare during this time. This will help you find your very best meter reading. Then, take your chart to the doctor and she will help you and your parents find your zones on your chart and make a special asthma plan just for you. Then you can color them and mark your peak flow readings every day. Just remember, green zone means good. Go on doing whatever you are doing, man. Your airways are open, you feel good, and you are controlling your asthma. Yellow zone means careful. Remember to stay away from your triggers. This is very important, man. If your mark is in the yellow zone, this is an early warning that a flare may be starting. You need to talk with your parents so they can help you follow your asthma plan that the doctor has made for you. You will probably need to take some asthma medicine to get back into your green zone. Don't forget, you can help control your asthma. If
What
you
about the red
relax,
zone?
tell your parents or another grown-up and follow your doctor's plan.
But what about my red zone?
Thank
The
you,
red
sweetheart.
zone is emergency. Your parents must call your doctor
You're
and follow
going
your
to
asthma
die.
plan. We don't ever want to be in the red zone, man. If you do your peak flow readings every day,
You
mark
do
them
you.
on your peak flow
I'm
chart.
gonna keep pooping.
Stay away from your triggers and always follow your doctor's plan. You won't see the red zone, man. This will surely help you.
Thanks
I have
for the
peak flow
bits.
meter. You have peak flow meter. We have peak flow meter.
Get out of here.
I have peak flow meter, you have peak flow meter, we have peak flow meter too.
Well, Julie, how's your asthma attitude now?
Doing good, man. I feel better
Bad.
about my asthma now that I've met Tomas and PFM, but I still
become
have
slightly
one
more
question,
racist.
Mary.
Ask away.
Well, sometimes no matter what I do, I have to take my asthma medicines. I know I always feel better after I take them, but how do they help me?
I'm so proud of you for asking that question. If you understand what your medicines do and how they work, that will help you know when to remind your parents to check your plan and know when to give them to you. Okay, remember the pictures of your airways?
Uh-huh.
Let's
Because your
look
parents
at
are
them again.
irresponsible, so you need to
Now,
remember all
do you
this stuff,
remember
little
the
girl.
3 things that happen in our airways during an asthma flare?
Oh, yes, Bim. Let's see. Bronchospasms, inflammation, and mucus.
Very, very good. Your asthma medicines work on BIM. Watch. Some stop the bronchospasms by relaxing those little muscles around our airways. Then we don't cough and wheeze.
Yep.
Some make the inflammation go away and open the inside of our airways nice and wide. The same medicine that makes the inflammation go away also dries up the
My
mucus
airways
inside
are
our
wide
airways.
open.
Sometimes we can take a medicine that can stop our airways from starting with BIM by blocking the mast cells. This medicine is especially good if allergies or exercise
You know what they say,
is
you
one
can
of
lead
your
a horse to
triggers.
water, but you can't make it
Take your
subscribe to you on
medicines
Twitch.
when your parents say, just like the doctor has written in your asthma plan, And always tell your parents or another grown-up how you are feeling.
Ari, I do tell my mom when I don't feel good and take my medicines too. Sometimes I take my medicines in a syrup or a pill. Sometimes I use a breathing machine, but most of the time my doctor tells me to use an inhaler with a spacer, and sometimes I forget how to do it.
Sometimes I
Doctor
vape
is
it.
right. Using a spacer is the best way to use your inhaler because the spacer helps all the medicine get right down to our airways and not in your mouth. That way, it works faster and better, and there's no bad taste.
But how can I remember how to do it?
You need to learn the airy boogie.
No.
If you follow the steps in the song, you'll get it right every time.
No, I don't wanna.
You put your inhaler into your spacer now. You hold them both together and you shake them up and down. Do the Aristotle boogie while you shake it up and down. That's what it's all about. You put your lips around your spacer nice and tight. Take a long, slow breath in. That's it, you can do it right. Now you hold your breath while you're counting up to 10.
Thanks for the
Breathe
bits.
it out again. Oh yeah. You can do it. Do the Aristotle boogie. Now you wait 1 whole minute before the second puff. Do it just like the first one till your doctor says enough. Now you've helped control your asthma. Hey, aren't you proud? That's what it's all about. Woo!
Hey, I like the airy boogie. Thanks, Ari. My asthma attitude is much better now that I know that I can be the boss of my asthma and not let it be the boss of me.
Absolutely right, Julie. Just remember what you can do. You can work with your parents and your doctor from a written asthma plan.
You can be a trigger boss. Know what your triggers are and stay away from them.
You can use your peak flow meter, man, and keep your peak flow chart.
You can...
I know. Take my medicines the right way, like my parents say, like the doctor writes on my plans.
Then you can sing Yes, I Can. Yes, 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 I can do what I want to do. I'll take care of my asthma every day and then sing yes, I can. You can pretend you're a pirate brave.
A princess.
Or trigger boss man.
Take care of your asthma
Song sucks.
every day and then sing yes, I can.
Yes, 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 I can do what I want to do. I'll take care of my asthma every day and then sing yes, I can.
You can play
Or
ball.
fly to the moon.
Be a teacher.
Explore the seas.
You can help with your asthma every day and be what you want to be.
Oh, yes, 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 I can do what I want to do. I'll take care of my asthma every day and then sing yes, I can. I'll take care of my asthma every day and then sing
That little
yes,
girl
I
is
can.
gonna asphyxiate after
Yes,
this song.
I can.
She doesn't have that kind of lung power. Thanks, Julie Parker. Someone call that number quick. Tell them you're in the red zone. That's a yikes.
Drinks. Cold. Are you ready? Here we go.
I'm ready.
Drinks, lemonade, water, cold tea. It's up to you. It's up to me. Cold drinks come in 4 cups. Gotta know the size before you fill it up. Biggie, medium, small, kids meal. Keep it straight. It's a good deal. Use the scoop to fill with ice. Never use the cup. Take my advice.
Put more ice in there.
Halfway, no matter the size. That's what I say. Tilt the cup and push against the lever. Keeps the foam down now. Isn't that clever? If there's still foam, let it settle down. Don't pour it off, or your boss will frown. When you reach a 1/4 inch from the top, that's where you wanna stop. If the customers say they wanna stay, put the drink on the left-hand side of the tray. If the order's to go, put the lid on tight. Make sure it pops to do it right.
Why wouldn't you put the lid on even if they're staying?
And tell the guest you'll see 'em
People
later.
are clumsy, okay?
Don't forget to always say thank you to the guest. You're the one that can make the difference.
For lemonade, things stay the same, half full with ice. I said it again.
That is not half full.
1/4 inch from the top, just like you did the pop. Water is a courtesy to our guests. Use a small cup, you know the rest. Now it's time to serve cold tea, but the ice is different. Listen carefully. Instead of half full, fill it all the way up to the top of the cup. Add the tea, and if they ask for lemon, put it here. Now that's a given. Cold drinks, that's all there is to it. Go ahead and try. I know you can do it.
Ew, don't look at me like that. Fucking finally.
Hi, I'm Susan Bearden, a career woman. You may know me from commercials and fashion magazines. In this video, I am going to show you all the tricks that I have learned on how to stretch my wardrobe so that you always have something to wear. Believe me, it's easy, and all it takes is a scarf. First, we'll learn how to select a scarf by color and pattern. Then how to style different size scarves to bring a total look to everything you own and personalize your image. Now let's begin with the basic fashions you have in your closet. A 2-piece suit, the mainstay of your wardrobe, to be dressed up.
Oh my
down,
god,
with
she's so
scarves in your
fancy
collars
looking
and stuffed in
now.
pockets. A colorful day dress, a perfect foil for a variety of scarf sizes and looks for office or dinner.
You do you.
I love looking like a
I'm
giant
gonna
vagina.
keep
Comes
pooping.
a bodysuit to accessorize with an extra large
Excuse
scarf like
me?
a pareo for after poolside. Simple black for evening takes dramatically to all kinds of glamorous scarves from silk to lame. A coat or jacket, whether colorful or neutral, made more exciting when worn with a shawl.
She just looks miserable in all the before
Everyday
shots.
sportswear, a sleek shaped pullover worn over a slim skirt or
I get that
pants
you're not
updated
wearing a
with
scarf,
pattern
but
and
like,
color in a scarf.
does a scarf really make you
Moving
that
down to
excited?
basics,
Like,
how to build your scarf wardrobe.
okay, maybe
Scarves
I
come in
do
many
need to
colors
pay
and
attention to
patterns, so
this
it's
one.
important for you to choose the colors that are right for you and to coordinate with the colors that already exist
You
in
do
your
you.
closet.
I'm gonna
When
keep
selecting
pooping.
Zone,
color,
I
it's
need a
not important
scarf.
to match the colors exactly. Instead,
How am I
use
supposed to
color
live like
families and
this?
contrast colors to work with all your fashions. Let's start with this print scarf. There are many colors in the print, but only the reds and pinks are dominant. Now, look at this scarf. As you can see, the ground color dominates. If I have a red-pink family, a blue-green combination, and a neutral beige colored scarf, I can coordinate them with anything in my wardrobe.
Gosh, she has so
Always
many
try the scarf
scarves.
on. Just casually tie it around your neck to get a sense of what colors stand out and which colors work best with your own skin
I'm
and hair
so
coloring.
jealous.
A scarf frames the face and should look very complimentary. Scarf size is important. The shawl always.
I would look
fashion
so
is
beautiful with a
created and tied secured with a
scarf.
shawl slide to add ornamentation.
Look at that
A bow tie
ornamentation.
goes easily. An oblong is fuller. The smaller square is the most versatile size for scarf styling ideas. Fold it into an oblong, loop it into a soft knot and tie it to the back. A simple, graceful knot for under just about any collar. Take a square and fold it into a triangle. Tie it bandit
She's
style
gonna
over
rob
the
a
ends.
bank!
Cross the ends in the back and bring around and tie a knot under your chin. Tuck the ends in. And fold the scarf down twice over the knot, adding a soft turtleneck or cowl to a classic crew or low neckline. Adding excitement to a basic jacket.
Also,
The
a
scarf
disguise.
clip, the simple way to style a scarf. Hold a scarf clip in front of you with the loop open. With the square folded into a triangle and knotted at the back, pull the fold through the back of the clip to form a pocket. Fasten the clip. Spread apart, pulling outside edges so that the clip slides up to the base of the neck, creating an oversized bib full of color and print. Wear it out or use it as a filler.
Just wear
With
it as a
larger
bib
square
because you
scarf,
don't know how to
fold it
eat
into a
like a
rectangle.
normal human
Take
being.
opposite corners forming 2 triangles. Place scarf around the neck, keep ends even. Easily tie the ends of the silk square into a knot.
Tie one into a noose.
Spread
Hang
out
yourself.
each panel carefully to create a scarf that doubles as a collar. Turn casually to the side. Or move the knot around to the back, creating a draped double collar. A feminine touch for most any neckline. It's a 3-in-1 look. Watch a knot become a graceful tuck-in. Pick up the center of a square.
It's like
to
she's a
inside out
magician,
and tie
look.
a knot.
You do you.
Turn the
I'm
scarf
gonna keep
right
pooping.
side out, leaving the knot hidden inside. Then take the opposite ends of the scarf, creating a butterfly effect.
What?
Tie the ends around the back of your neck. Getting a gathered, colorful effect that drapes perfectly in silk.
I can almost buy a Starbucks
That's
with this.
disgusting.
Tuck in for that fashion filler. Or take a scarf clip and fold a lame square into an oblong and put it around your waist. Pull the ends of the scarf through the loop of the decorative clip.
I didn't even know a scarf clip was a thing. I'm actually learning a lot.
Fasten the clip. And tuck in
Squeeze
the
it
ends.
tighter.
You've created a glamorous belt. Add pearls and go from the office to dinner. Another way to style a large square, hold at both ends and slowly accordion pleat the entire scarf until it becomes an oblong shape. Place it around your neck and flip one end over the other.
Now you look like a flight
Fan out and
attendant.
get a double pleated look. Move it to the front for a frilly ascot. Great on a bare neck or even
What did you
under a
call
collar.
me?
Cuff a large folded triangle over your forehead and pull all points to the back. Bring the 2 ends together. Pinch halfway up and pull through the ring of the clip.
I don't think this is a good look.
Fasten. Carefully pull all the fabric out. So you did it. You've created a head wrap perfect for AM or PM. Place
Yeah,
the long
just
scarf
wear
folded in
that
half
on
around your neck. Tie a loose knot
You look
halfway up
really
one end.
great, lady.
Take the other end and pull it through the knot. Tug both ends to secure. And fan out. A dramatic half bow adds interest to a basic turtleneck. Note the importance of coordinating colors with bright accents. Once you've folded an oblong in half, tie a loose knot in the middle of it. And bring the ends of the oblong to the back. And around to the front.
Man, she's so good at
Put one
scarfing.
end through the one side of the knot, and the other end through the opposite side of the knot. Fan out the ends and fluff up the knot. A great look for jeweler's scoop or even collared necklines. Use a dressy scarf clip with a folded lame oblong. Feed one end of the oblong through the loop of the clip.
Guys, I need
Then
scarves.
pinch the other side and pull it up through the loop. Fasten. and fan out
I'll
both
never look
ends
this beautiful.
to dazzle even the barest of evening looks. With a folded oversized oblong under a collar, tie a knot in one side, leaving the end out. Take the other side, fold up, bring down
Oh
through the
shit, this
knot.
is advanced.
Flip the folds over the knot, creating a low floppy ascot that can
Slow
also
down!
go with an open neckline. Take an oversized oblong.
You guys never
and
wanted
gather
a
the middle
low
of it up.
floppy ascot?
Then take and twist it. Throw one end over your shoulder, and then the other end over the other shoulder. Adjust, creating a beautiful back look with the panels of the oblong flowing behind you. Very dramatic. Again,
There's no way
take a
that
scarf
would
clip
stay
and hold
on
it in
you.
front of you with the loop open. Pull about 3 inches of both sides of the folded oblong through the back of the scarf clip. Fasten. Gently, with a pulling motion, pull the scarf into a bow.
Too tight.
Wear it high or low at the neck, to the front, or even to the side.
That is
It's
the
a great
biggest bow I've
glamorous
ever
bow.
seen in my life.
Take a bias tie and place it around your neck. About halfway down, make a soft bow that is simple to do. Creating a feminine touch.
This
that
is
adds
actually
individuality
like
to your sportswear,
eye-opening.
much
Did
like a
you
long
know
necklace.
how many goddamn scarves there were in the world? How many ways you can wear it? Look at this.
An oblong around your neck and tie,
Oh
leaving
my god,
one
her
end much shorter
shoulders
than the
are
other.
awesome.
Starting at the end of the longest piece, gather it up with both hands to the base of the neck. Wrap the shorter end around, creating a gathered bow tie look. Fluff out for a pleated bow, a feminine way to soften
That's
a suit.
hideous. Are you smiling because you know this one's a joke?
Take a bias tie that's folded in half. Put it around your neck, pulling the open ends through the loop. Take your scarf clip about 4 inches down and feed the ends through the back of the clip. Bring the scarf clip up to the base of the neck and fasten. Spread the ends of the scarf and bring around the back. To the front and twist. Then tie at the back of the neck.
What the fuck?
Tuck in and adjust the decorative scarf clip that has just become.
You're
a choker.
kidding me. Why would you do
An
this?
ultra-glamorous shawl becomes a sensational
Don't
cover-up.
put on a fucking
by folding it into a
necklace.
rectangle and knotting both ends to create a kimono, a very clever bit of shawl styling. Take a shawl that's
Show
been
me how to
folded
do
into a
that
triangle
one.
and knot one end. Then take the other end and pull it through the knot, securing the shawl so that it can be worn easily and dramatically. On a suit, or a great separate jacket, or your favorite coat. Simply take a shawl folded into a triangle and drape it on your shoulder.
Just
Or hold the
fucking wear
triangle in
it
front
on
of
your
you
shoulders,
and
you
pleat it
dumb
slightly.
bitch.
Place
Why does
around
everything
your
have
neck
to
and
be
bring
so
the two ends
complicated?
forward. Take a shawl slide and thread the ends through
Give
it.
me my
much like a
goddamn
belt buckle.
shawl slide.
Yeah.
Pull the slide
Her
up.
closet, she
Thread
just
the
has
ends
a
and
whole
create the
giant
very
like
newest of shawl
collection
looks.
of fucking shawl jewelry.
Again, a shawl is folded into a triangle, but this time place it on your hips and around your waist. Take the shawl slide and thread the ends through. Pull the slide up to your waist by spreading the ends out, anchoring the slide. Then tuck in the triangular edge to get a wide wrapped hip look. How to use a pareo. Bring it around your body with the ends together, and to one side in front, take the ends and cross over, then twist and bring them up under your arm. Tie the ends together on your shoulder. You've made a dress look for after the beach.
This is disgusting.
Untie the ends.
I don't know, lady,
Bring
you're
around the
losing
center
me.
front and twist together. Tie the ends around the back of your neck for a quick cover-up halter look. tie and simply put around your hips. And tie the ends to the side for a sarong effect.
I'm not gonna make the joke.
Let's review. Knot a square.
It was laid out there
over,
for me.
clip
I'm
a
not
bib,
gonna do it.
Form a collar, colorful filler, clip a belt, pleat and flip, wrap a head, oblong bow, floppy bow ties, glamorous wrap, ascot, big bow, bias bow,
Big bow is my
bias
favorite.
choker, shawl kimono, shawls tie, drape, and wrap hips.
Although
and
the
waist.
choker
Girls
is
make
like
halters.
second place.
Now you know how to tie a scarf. Practice on your own and develop your own styles. I'm going to show you some of my hot accessory tips. They're fun, easy, and a fast way to change your look and add a personal touch. Hot tips. Scarf clips. Clip ears.
I want a hot tip.
Clip lapels and pockets. Clip shoes. Scarves. Stuff pockets. Tie a pony.
Oh, Lord.
Make belts. And even become flowers. Clips. Clips. Glorious clips.
What? Why are we doing this again?
Come in a variety of looks, from classic to decorative, in gold or silver. In all sizes that work with all scarf shapes and fabrics. Clips range from a small 1-inch back loop to the larger 1.5-inch back loop, perfect for shawls and wool challis. Shawl
Wool
slides are the
challis?
largest of the loops and are thread just like a belt buckle. Shawl slides are the answer to how to wear a shawl. Let me show you how many ways there are to use the shawl slide. It's fun. Fold a shawl into a
I
triangle.
can't wait to have
Then
fun.
gather it up. Thread the ends through the shawl clip, much like a belt buckle, and pull through. Place it on your shoulder and fan it out. It's as simple as that, and it stays in place. For another look, bring the shawl around to the front and over your shoulders. Weave both ends through the shawl slide and slide up. Casually drape it to one side. Wear it over your coat or around your jacket. Shrug it to the front and create fashion's newest way to wear a shawl, off your shoulders.
Wow,
Fill
so
out the enclosed postcard
fashionable.
right away and send it to us, and you will receive a complimentary scarf clip booklet, giving you even more ways on how to use a scarf clip or a scarf
I need
slide.
this.
Practice with this video, and then invent your own styles, which will express your own individuality. Scarves are
wanna
the
be
answer
my
on how
own
to expand your
individual.
wardrobe and add fashion and glamour to everything you wear.
As sisters in the gospel, we should maintain a feminine
I love
dignity,
Jesus.
no matter where we are or what we're doing.
I love
Check
having
yourself in the
dignity.
mirror to make sure you're standing straight. Then, as you go throughout the day, remember good posture and stand tall. Most of the time as a missionary, you'll be carrying books, but when your arms are free, stand with them resting on your hip bones or relaxed at your side with the elbows close to the body. If you feel comfortable standing,
I
with
don't
your
know what
arms
to do
folded,
with my
Be
hands.
sure to let your fingertips show. Otherwise, your arms will pull you into a slump. When putting your hands in your pockets, let the thumb show, so it doesn't appear as if you were resting in your pockets. When sitting, practice the following technique.
What if my
It'll
thumbs
help
get
you look
cold,
more
ma'am?
refined and ladylike. As you approach a chair, turn on the balls of your feet and back up to the chair, touching
Oh,
it with
God.
your calves.
I
Then,
hate
keeping your
approaching
back
chairs.
straight, lower yourself to the edge of the chair, then slide back into it.
Bitch, what?
When arising, let your knees do the work, sliding
No.
to the edge and back up in one motion. When you're sitting, it's most attractive to keep your hands together, palms down, or with fingers interlocked in front of you or off to the side. whichever is most natural for you. When sitting, the most important thing to do is keep your knees together.
This is making sitting a lot more complicated for me, and I don't appreciate it.
Because they couldn't sit modestly. Don't let that be said of you. Keep knees together with your skirt close to your legs.
No.
Your feet can be parallel in front of you.
Sit fucking spread eagle on a chair, dude.
Stance with one slightly in front of the other. If you cross your ankles, don't wrap your foot around your leg like this. When you cross your legs, don't cross
You
them
do
at the
you.
knees, but at
I'm
the
gonna keep
calves,
pooping.
with the top leg resting on the bottom leg at an angle. When sitting, use good posture. Don't use armrests. You tend to either slump or grab onto them. And how about bending over? Never bend from the waist for 2 good reasons.
But I want to see that
Your front
booty.
and your back. Rather, lower your body to a sitting position and back up again, keeping the spine as straight as possible. When kneeling to pray, use the same principle. Lower yourself as in bending, then with your knees together, let one come down first. When getting up,
That's the position
make sure
I
your skirt
take
is
to
not
suck
caught
a
on your
dick.
shoes, then rock
Pretty
back
much
under
the
your
same
feet
as
and come up
praying.
in one motion. If a chair is close by, use it to help you get up. What about getting in and out of cars? The principles are similar to those of sitting. Back up to the seat, then keeping your knees together, sit on the edge of the seat. Now, keeping your knees together, swing your legs around into the car, and then position yourself on the seat.
What if I just wear
When getting out of the
pants?
car, remember both legs swing out first with knees together, then use your arms to gently push yourself up and out of the car. And getting in the back of a 2-door car, back into the seat, putting one leg in the car and keeping knees together. Then lower yourself in, pulling the other leg in. When getting out, stretch one leg out
Just
first,
do everything
knees
without
together,
looking.
Then gently pull yourself out.
Gosh, too many rules.
Finally, practice good visual poise by having a smooth, confident walk. If you walk too stiff-legged, you'll have a jerkiness or a bounce to your walk. Keep your knees relaxed and bent slightly so your walk is smooth and poised. As you practice walking this way, you'll also find your legs and feet don't get as tired. No matter how confident you are, poor habits
Because you're
of
going to
visual
do a
poise
lot
can
of
make you
walking,
appear
because a
unsure
lot of
of
people
yourself.
don't want to listen
So
to you when
practice
you
good
come to
visual
their door.
poise. As sisters in the gospel, we know that modesty is more than dress. It means how we act and how we talk. It means using soft, gentle tones and avoiding loud laughter and boisterous actions.
Fuck you!
As sister missionaries, you can set
I'm
the tone
sorry,
of
you're
modesty and
right.
graciousness for the
I shouldn't be
entire
loud
mission.
or boisterous.
As you continue to be sensitive to those around you and to your own habits of visual poise, you can become even more effective in your missionary efforts.
Consider Nintendo a sport, but Nintendo players say it takes skill, it takes hand-eye coordination, it takes.
Do you guys
reflexes,
consider
and there are
Nintendo a
competitions,
sport?
Olympics, nationwide competitions. Home video sales are now $5 billion a year, and Nintendo owns 80% of that market. Who plays
Esports?
Nintendo, you may ask? Well, half of all Nintendo players are between ages 6 and 15, and most of them are boys.
Fucking baby boys.
Home in West Los Angeles.
Look at these
12-year-old
nerds.
David has his 12-year-old friends, Tony and Michael, in his room to play Nintendo. Oh, yes, his kid
That
sister
12-year-old
Robin is
rat
tagging
tail.
along, as kid sisters tend to do. The obsession? Super Mario Bros. 3, the hottest Nintendo game around.
Oh, my favorite song.
Who's more famous to you, Mickey Mouse or Super Mario?
Mario.
Look out, Walt Disney.
Man, fuck
So
Mickey
what's the
Mouse,
attraction?
dog.
You go like adventures, you gotta beat people, and all this. It's sort of like an adventure, big adventure.
Yeah, you feel that you're in the game. Well, for me, it's fun.
And what's it take to be a great Nintendo
What did your mom
player?
do to your hair?
Practice, you just gotta play a lot, and buy the books.
What's this? Books? That's right. Nintendo players buy books and call Nintendo hotlines to get advice on how to improve their games.
It's like a challenge, and you feel you have to, finish it. So you just keep going.
Yeah, you can't get rid of the game until you finish it.
He's got this kid at our school named Jude. He's a Nintendo.
Thanks for the
manufacturer.
bits.
He's got Nintendo pins and he's got the magazines.
Don't
and
call him Jude like
he's got
that.
the teeth.
Little watches you can
I know
play
he's got those little watches. Those are neat.
Now, if a kid doesn't play Nintendo, is he a square?
No. Wuss.
And get this, kids routinely play
Do you hear that,
3 to
everybody?
4
If
hours
you
of
don't play
a day.
Nintendo, you're a
Okay, Tony,
wuss.
do you feel that playing too much Nintendo hurts your schoolwork?
Yeah. Because I don't do my homework sometimes.
And because of that, parents are urged to
Don't
keep
admit that,
Nintendo
kid.
use in moderation.
You're supposed to
Tell
say
the
no.
kids
I'm
they
a
have to do their homework
grade A
first
student.
on Nintendo, or Nintendo only
Nintendo
on
makes me
weekends.
better at
Do I
school.
play it? Do I compete with them? Sure, and I always win. Because I have my hand on the plug, remember?
The fastest growing group of Nintendo players, young adults. This is my first game ever. I was humbled quickly by young Michael. But look at my eyes, glued to the screen, no blinking. Oh, I see. When the player points over that, so you gotta move that guy. All right.
Yeah, wherever the boxes go.
All right, all right, all right.
Come on, Grandpa.
Why do you think kids are the best Nintendo players?
Because they're young. They're young. Their fingers move fast. She's having a spaz attack over here.
Tomorrow, yuppies, young adults, take to Nintendo.
Fucking
And I might add,
yuppies.
right now, at the beginning of this year, 1 out of every 5 homes had Nintendo. By the end of this year, 1 out of every 3 homes in America will have Nintendo. That's how fast it's growing.
How long did it take you to get blinking again after that?
I don't know. You look at yourself, you realize you're a zombie staring into that screen playing.
It's scary stuff. All right, thanks, Tom.
No, that's scary stuff.
Jumping around with his Nintendo.
Fun.
Come on, Mario fans, you got to hang on for a second. We got a few things to talk about first before we talk about our Nintendo. You really want to be good. That's why most Nintendo players are boys, age 6 to 15. But the fastest
Is this
growing group
another
of
one?
Nintendo players are young adults, age 18 to 44.
Do you think he just wanted an
All
excuse to
Nintendo
play more
players are
Nintendo
aged
games?
18 to 44, and that's where we begin our story today.
Hi, I'm John Bruno, and I'm a Nintendo addict. Hi, I'm Derek Broussard, and I am truly a Nintendo holic.
I like this watermark on the video.
Hi, I'm Cindy Wicks. I'm a Nintendo widow.
I'm sorry, what?
Now, granted,
You're a Nintendo
games are
widow?
primarily a kid sport, for ages 8 to 15. But in recent years, it's really catching on with the so-called yuppie crowd, 25 to 40 years old. There are actually competitions like this one in bars with prize money.
Filthy yuppies.
Yuppies like
Playing
to spend
video
money,
games
and,
in bars.
You definitely can spend a lot of money at this. There's a new game out every week, it seems like.
The graphics, the games are so realistic that I'm hooked. I can't stop playing.
Yes, the graphics, the advanced technology, the sound effects.
God, they're so realistic.
Fueling the growth of Nintendo. And people like Magic Johnson are lending their names to video games.
I too am made out of 6 pixels.
It's everything as far as basketball and more.
And now you can take Nintendo wherever you want to go with the Nintendo Game Boy, pocket size, with interchangeable cartridges. More than 5 million will be sold by the end of this year.
A lot of my friends, they think they're good, and I think I'm good, and we just sit back for hours and just go at it.
And how many hours
Aw,
a week do
that sounds
Nintendo
fun.
junkies go at it?
Usually spend about 2 hours a day, so 4 days a week, 8 hours a week.
8 hours a week? Are you married?
No, I'm married to the Nintendo. We've been together about 1.5 years, and
Oof, me
I
too.
don't have any complaints, so it looks like till death till we part.
And if Nintendo divorces you, you don't have to pay alimony.
No,
so
that's the best thing about it. Just throw it out in the garbage when you're done, Me and my buddies, we have a little tournament at home, and I go over there after work, play a couple hours almost every night if I'm not going out on a date or something.
Do you ever feel like you're wasting your time playing
Actually, I do. Before I know it, it's like 12
Look at the
o'clock,
camera.
and I haven't accomplished much.
5 or 6 is usually what I think I play, but she would prefer less than that.
Your husband Frank says he plays about 5 or 6 hours a week of Nintendo. Is that true?
No, it's more like 5 or 6 hours at a time.
What's it like being a Nintendo widow?
A lot of listening to, the music is the most annoying thing, I think, of the whole thing.
I think it's
Bitch, you're annoying. Get divorced. Marry your Nintendo like the other guy did.
keeps me happier when I might be doing something else, I guess. At least I'm not with another woman. Until they come out with a Nintendo affair, I don't know.
It's wild. The merchandising of Nintendo is unbelievable. They've got game cards here. This one, a guy sent me. It's a thumb master, and it's a rubber tip, and you put your thumbs in the thumb master so your thumbs don't get hurt.
That's
pushing the buttons.
incredible.
Just a gentle warning here that under no circumstances should you attempt to emulate Boothby Graffo's act with the adhesive tape. It could, of course, prove very dangerous.
Okay.
The peripheral.
Done.
Relatable. Okay, what the fuck is happening here? I'm scared. Hi, John Wood. And family.
For a long time now, computers have been used in scientific institutions, in universities, in banks, in the headquarters of
teach me
governments,
about
and
the
in large
computers.
companies, because of their ability to do millions of calculations in a matter of seconds. Large computers, in fact, are sometimes measured in terms of how many millions of things they can do per second. In many cases, the calculations a computer can do in a few minutes would take people years and years to accomplish. These traditional giant computers are called mainframes. In the 1960s, smaller computers were introduced, called mini-computers. They were small enough to fit on a workbench in a laboratory, and they were inexpensive enough to be purchased by medium-sized businesses. In the 1970s, even
A
smaller computers started to
laboratory.
appear. For lack of a better term, they were called microcomputers, and they were small enough to fit on a desktop and inexpensive enough to be bought by small businesses. Today, as we all know, some of them are small enough to fit in a pocket, and many of them are within reach of even the most modest budget. When computers were first invented, some scientists thought that only 4 of them would be required to handle all the world's calculating needs. But those scientists weren't taking into account 2 important developments to come. One was the
Okay, but what
rather
are the scary
remarkable
questions?
decrease in the size and price of computers.
I'm afraid
No
to
one would
ask,
ever
where
have
do I
expected
find
that
the
a computer
porn
that
on the
filled an
computer?
entire room in 1950
Are you gonna
would fit
tell
in
me?
a briefcase today. The second development was in the variety of uses for computers. While computers were originally used for nothing but computing, today they're used for everything from writing novels and music to doing your Christmas shopping. And because of the low price and versatility of these new microcomputers, they're finding their way into homes all over the country where they're being used for storing and sorting information, for keeping track of home finances, for doing personal taxes, banking at home, making airline reservations, getting the latest news, weather, and stock quotations, for teaching any number of educational subjects, or just for playing
This
games.
voice is gonna put me to sleep.
Deciding to buy a home computer, choosing which one is right for you, may seem a bit confusing at first, but it needn't be if you approach the problem logically.
Paco, come on, get out, baby. Come on.
Doggy! No, 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 let him sit there. He had a seat at the table.
Daddy, I'm
been staying late at the office a lot. Maybe if we had a computer
Daddy,
at
why do you
home,
hate our
just run
dog?
Paperwork.
I suppose you're right about that, but a computer's not going to make the work go away. Anyway, you know, we've got a computer at the office.
But it's doing other things during working hours. And it doesn't do us any good if you're staying late at the office in order to use their computer.
Mom, you've been staying late at the office a lot, too.
I know. I wish I could spend more time at home.
I wish I could spend more time at home.
You are not going
Me
anywhere
too.
until you've done your math homework.
See, if we had a computer, you could do your homework on it. But then I wouldn't have any excuses left for not doing my own math.
Well, I guess computers can't be all bad then, can they?
I can also stay up late playing computer games. Daddy, I need a computer for school. Everybody's getting them.
All right, look, let's just try to make a little sense out of all this noise about computers.
I need a computer too. Can you guys donate?
Right.
It's like only
All the
$6,000.
pros and cons down. Now, on the con side, I've got one big question. Now, is this just another one of these gadgets that we buy that's going to sit around and gather dust?
I'm a little more concerned that we're going to end up buying two.
Daddy, I need $6,000 for a computer, please. So I can play computer
We haven't even
games.
decided to buy one yet. Okay? Point 2 on the con side. The expense.
Daddy, they're all different kinds of models. They're the expensive ones and the cheap ones. It all depends on what we want to do with our computer.
We don't have a computer yet.
I want to draw
Hey, I
porn
have a
on my
question
computer.
for you.
Daddy,
We
please.
don't know how a computer works. We're going to have to go to special classes. I mean, how can we own a computer if we don't know how the thing works?
Daddy, do you know how a car works? Gear ratios, axle rotations? No. You don't have to know how that stuff works on a computer either.
Okay, well, now look, on the pro side, what makes you think this thing's going to be so popular?
Oh, because I'm going to use it for my real estate business.
Yeah, and I'm going to keep track of my allowances. Of
course you're
all
in
my
real
paperwork,
estate.
And I'm even going to keep my diary on it. Your diary? Oh, boy. Don't you even think about reading my diary,
Don't
Marjorie.
open
please.
this notepad
But you do see my
file.
point. We are gonna
It's
use
my
it.
diary.
Word processing, games, finances.
You know, and I really would like to get my taxes on a computer. Maybe we should go look at some computers and see what we need, huh?
Great.
But what are you getting when you buy a computer?
How many components are there? And what do they do? Your camera, your TV set, your car are all likely to have computers in them these days. You might say computers have become as common as transistors.
My car?
And not much bigger. And because our computers in the home are hidden, we don't think about them. We don't have to. Somebody's already gone to all the trouble of setting them up so that they do what they're supposed to do automatically. All I do is key in the numbers, and the computer inside there does the calculations and gives me back the answer. 1,024
Do the
times
boobless thing.
64 equals 65,536. Now, when I
wait.
punched in 1,000...
Did he actually do it? Wait,
I
what was the
doing
number?
computer people call supplying the computer with input. And when the computer gave me the answer, 65,536, it was giving me output. You can call it whatever you like. It's still old-fashioned multiplication. The two numbers I multiplied, 64 and 1,024, are called data. And the times sign in between was a command. I gave it two numbers. The question was, what did I want this little computer to do with them? I could have pushed the plus sign, and it would have added instead of multiplied. But my command was this X right here. And that's how the computer knew to multiply. Input, output, data, and commands. That's really all there is to using any computer. You don't really need to know anything else. You know, it's interesting.
You can just be a
that virtually
stupid,
the same
brainless,
computer
dummy
can be inside
moron.
The Polaroid camera, the calculator, the automobile, the microwave oven, the TV set, and half a dozen other appliances around the house. After all, those are pretty different jobs to do, yet each one of those has a computer in it. Now, what about this kind of computer? How powerful is it? The answer is that this computer is more powerful than most people think. In fact, the computer used to guide and track the first man to the moon didn't have as much innate power as this one. On the other hand, you wouldn't want to try and run a big bank with this one. It does have its limits.
Oh my god, I want that camera, please.
The computer in here has already been told what to do. I don't have to worry about it. The commands are built in. The data comes from the outside world. How much light is there, for example? Oh, this little solar cell supplies the data. It measures the light. The output is the adjustment the computer makes to let in more or less light, to activate the flash if there's not enough light. Output can be a word, a letter, a number, an action. In this case, a mechanical adjustment. But this computer has to be told what to do. And while that means you have to know what to tell it, it also means that it can do just about anything you want. It's a trade-off. You can play games, or you can keep track of the earnings of a small corporation. You can write a play, or you can design animated cartoons. And it's actually just as easy as telling the calculator what you want once you get the hang of it. It's all input and output, data and commands. In fact, as with the computers inside of the cameras and cars, expert technicians have done most of the difficult work already to make these machines easier for you to use. Input, output, data, and commands. You get the picture?
Beautiful.
The computer is made up of several components. This keyboard is your way of talking to the computer. And that TV screen, which we call a monitor, is the computer's way of talking to you. You type, hello. It appears on the monitor to let you know that the computer has heard what you said. You are monitoring what the computer is doing. The computer is responding to what you're doing. Input, output, data. There's one other component you'll probably need, though it's not essential to the functioning of a computer, and that's some place to store information. The most common place to store information is a disk drive, and that's all you need. Computer keyboard, monitor, and disk drive. But how do you know which ones to get?
Come on.
Probably the best thing to do before you buy is to make a
Let's
list
go shopping.
of what you want the computer to do for you. There will certainly be things it can do that you won't know about until you've bought it. There will also be things that you want it to do that it can't. But thinking carefully about how you plan to use a computer in your home should help to determine which computer you get. Do you want help with your taxes,
like a
Mr.
microwave.
Mills? Or do you simply want to perfect your skill at Pac-Man?
Yeah?
There's a computer in this, doesn't feel heavy enough.
Microcomputers aren't heavy, Marge.
Can it do my taxes?
Yeah,
Yeah, Marge.
And an income tax planner that
who's
can make
name's
the computer pay
Marge?
for itself in the
Nobody.
first year.
Do you work here, young lady?
Can it change the channels on the TV in my room so I don't have to get out?
For most families, a personal computer provides 5 basic services. It is an educational tool, a word processor, a family financial planner, a database manager, and an entertainment center. The range of available programs to serve each of these functions is staggering. For example,
She's a gamer
games
girl.
to teach
She doesn't want to
typing,
do anything
vocabulary,
other than play games.
geometry or geography.
Oh, what a
Some
cool
programs
game.
are strictly tutorial, like this one, which can help Kathy prepare for her economics finals. With a word processing program, Mrs. Mills can be sure that every letter she sends is perfect. The program can even correct her spelling. Database management programs turn your computer into the most accurate file clerk you could want. And spreadsheet programs will allow the Mills family to keep track of its spending and to plan the budget for next week or next year.
Man.
There's more
Computers
software
are
made for
boring.
this computer than almost any other one.
You do you. I'm gonna keep
Things you
pooping.
can do with your computer.
Such as?
Almost anything you can imagine.
How do you know what to choose, though?
Well, we could get some demonstrated in the store, but they don't stock everything. Some stores will let you rent them and take it home and try it before you buy it, and some companies will send you a demo in the mail. This one's kind of interesting. Okay.
Jesus, that's a big fucking floppy. The fuck is
That's
this?
pretty terrific, but what about some practical applications?
I think I found what you've been looking for. This program is perfect for preparing our taxes. It will do anything from the standard 1040 form to IRAs and Schedule Cs.
I guess what we're doing here is picking the programs we want before we even pick the machine.
That's the best way to do it, Daddy. You have to make sure you have the right programs. Otherwise, you may end up with a machine that can't do what you want. That program that does budgets and projections and graphics, it won't run on some of the smaller, less expensive machines.
One thing you must consider when buying a home
You're
computer
gonna have to spend more money,
is that
Daddy.
if I take this disc out of the Apple
We're looking at that $6,000 mark.
and I put it in the Commodore, and I try to run the program, nothing happens. Or if I take the disc meant for use in the Commodore and put it in the Apple,
Stop doing this.
something
It's
not very useful
illegal.
happens. The problem is that each computer can only accept certain predetermined instructions. The ability to execute certain instructions and not others is built into the machine at the time of its design. And each machine has a different set of instructions. If you give a machine instructions it doesn't understand, it'll just sit there and stare at you, or else it'll respond with nonsense. It's like speaking French to someone from Japan. It's like trying to make your car fly. It's like trying to get your Cuisinart to mow the lawn. It simply won't happen.
I mean, it has blades. It could.
They look the same.
Potentially.
They read the same. The discs appear identical. But this one will only run on the IBM PC, and this one will only run on the Apple IIe. So, rule number one in buying software is to make your software selection first, and then choose the machine that will run it. Fortunately, it's common to have the same program available for different machines, such as this word processing program here. But that is true only because each program was specifically modified or tailored to use the instructions that machine understands. Then your choice of machines comes down to some rather common sense decisions. For example, Coleco's Adam computer sells for considerably less than some other models. It also comes with a printer. And if you're going to be using the printer for business letters, as Mrs. Mills hopes to, you'll need a letter quality
I love
printer.
that sound.
Mrs. Mills wants to use the computer for her real estate business. That means she'll have to do mailing lists, and she'll want to sort a good amount of information. The program she's holding will not run on the Commodore, Coleco, or Atari. It will run on the other two machines. That narrows down her choice. Not only that, but she must have some place to store the information. Memory and disk space. Some computers come with a disk drive already built in, while others do not. On the other hand, some machines don't have disk drives at all. Some computers come with tape cartridges instead of disks for permanent storage.
Oh.
Tape is slower than a disk, but the tape is considerably less expensive. Some computers come with almost all the things you'd want already built in, while others have to be assembled from components you buy separately. There are advantages and disadvantages to each type of system, and you have to determine what's best for you. If both Mr. and Mrs. Mills can manage their business needs on the computer while their daughters are getting educational and entertainment value from it as well, it may be wiser to get the more expensive model.
This machine will run all those programs.
Do it. Buy it.
It's also expandable. The programs I've looked at require more memory and disk space than some of these other computers have. And some of the things that you and I may want to do with computers in the future could require even more.
Daddy, you get what you pay for.
Well, time for an executive conference, please. Thank you.
We're gonna get the more expensive one.
Well, we've decided.
What? What? This computer will do the things we seem to want. Your father and I've decided to buy it.
Yay!
All right.
Okay, make sure the on-off switch is in the off position.
Check.
Okay, attach the keyboard to the main system unit via the coil cable provided.
That's gotta be it.
Aw, pet the dog.
Attach the monitor to the main system unit via the RS-232 cable provided.
What's an RS-232?
If this isn't it, we don't have it.
Okay. Attach the power cord. This is the hard part.
Marjorie?
Damn. I hate Marjorie too, dude.
Don't tell me. Turn it on.
No. Open the disk drive doors.
Right here.
Yeah, I see.
Yeah.
Remove the cardboard restraints.
Okay.
Yep.
Now can we turn it on?
Now we can turn it on.
Monitor.
Yeah.
What?
What's the matter?
I might have known. A lemon.
Not at all. The computer can't do anything till we tell it to do something.
Okay.
Okay?
Yeah. Put that down.
Okay.
Let's play Pac-Man for 20 hours.
You two have had enough time playing games on this thing. Kath, I want you to get me started on some real programs now.
I'm not playing a game. Look, I'm doing a pie chart to give me a graphic breakdown of how I spend my money.
Show me how to do that, would you? I could
God,
use a graphic
why would you be
breakdown of
doing that?
how
You're
you
like,
spend
how old are you?
Daddy, the computer is just like
16,
talking to somebody.
17,
The computer asks you a question
18.
and you give it an answer. The question appears on the screen, and I answer it by typing it out.
What if you make a mistake?
That's no problem. Watch.
What's it mean?
It wants to know how many pieces the pie will have, okay? I'm supposed to type in the number. This program can do anywhere from 1 to 20 segments. Watch what happens if I do 21.
That's rather impressive.
That's what we call error handling. I want 5, so I type in 5.
How do you know all this?
I've used the computers at school, and I've done a lot of research just so we could get our own computer at home.
I'm the dog right now.
What about a pie chart? How can a computer make a pie chart?
Okay.
Look at
Look at this newspaper. The newspaper did the same thing I'm doing. It used a computer to make a pie chart.
You mean a computer program?
Now you're getting the idea. The computer has to have a program.
Can't tell the players without a program.
Yeah.
The dog bored.
But what exactly is a computer program? I mean, I know it's on a floppy disk and all that, but what is it really?
There.
Cool pie chart.
Telling a computer what to do can be a pretty
There.
time-consuming
There it
process.
is. I
Fortunately,
did it.
most of the tedious work
It's pieces of pie.
already. You see, a program is nothing more than a set of instructions to the computer. A program tells the computer what to do. If you were on vacation, you might have a program that said, go to the beach in the morning, eat lunch with some friends, visit
No,
the
I
museum
just
in
do
the
those
afternoon,
things.
take a moonlight cruise at night, sleep late in the morning.
Is
That
Is
would
this the
be
kind of
your
date
program.
that he would take me on?
This
Because
computer's program
I'm
isn't nearly so much
into
fun,
it.
but it's a list of things to do, and there's nothing at all mysterious about it. Most programs come on a disc like this. Some come on cassettes, and others come in cartridge form. These are all forms of magnetic storage, just as videotape and audio cassette tapes are. In fact, they work much the same way, but you don't have to know the theory of recorded music to use a cassette player, do you? The same is true of computers. Whatever the form your program comes in, all you have to do is pop it in and run it. Records and tapes are played. Programs are loaded and run. We say loaded because all the instructions are loaded from your disk into the internal memory of your computer. Then
That's
each
why we say
instruction
it?
is executed. This program's called pie chart.
But the Pie charts are
As you can see,
there.
each line of this pie chart, each color and letter and number, is made up of tiny dots. Imagine that each one of those dots represents not one but many instructions to the computer. Sounds like a lot of instructions, and it is. Complicated pie charts, such as the one you see in the newspaper, are created in just the same way, but they require even more instructions. Fortunately, we don't have to worry about all those instructions. Programmers have already put all the necessary instructions right on this disk. We just fill in the blanks. Most good programs, such as this one, will give you enough help so that they're easy to use. This one, for example, asks you questions. It asks for input. How many segments do you want the pie to have? What do you want to call the segments? How do you want them colored? And so on. When you're done, you press another button, and the program automatically draws the pie chart on the screen. That sounds easy enough. But what about all those dots? What about all those instructions?
What about all those dots?
Responds to instructions. Imagine trying to tell someone how to get to your house. For most people who know your town, it would be sufficient to say, come to 19 Maple Street. For some people, you'd have to say that Maple is a north-south street that runs parallel to Main Street.
Print more shit, dude.
For others, you might have to say that Main is the biggest street in the downtown area, and you turn right after the First National Bank. For a computer, it's much more complicated than that. This is the pie chart generating program we've been running. You remember all those little dots on the screen? To tell the computer
so many
how to get to 19 Maple
papers.
Street, you'd have to say, hang up the phone, put your shoes on, go to the door, put your hand on the knob, turn the knob.
Oh yeah, put your hand on the knob.
Pull the door toward you, step through the door, pull the door toward you again, stop pulling the door toward you when it's closed, let go of the knob. We've barely gotten the stupid thing out of the house, and we've had to issue 11 instructions. That's exactly how programming works. The computer is so stupid that you have to tell it absolutely everything. If you didn't say, let go of the doorknob, you see, the computer would be caught walking down the street, dragging the front door along. Computer programmers have to write out all those instructions in order to get a program like Kathy's pie chart generator. It takes months, sometimes years, to write a good program. But once it's done, it never has to be done again. From then on, you and I can simply run it by putting the disk into the computer. Now, imagine writing a game with full color graphics. That's one of the reasons why software is so expensive. It doesn't look like much, but now you get the idea of how much work went into it. Whenever you buy software computer programs, there's a warning on the box that it's illegal to give away or sell copies. In many cases, there's nothing the company can do to prevent you from doing this. But now you can understand why they'd bother to try. If you spent all that time figuring out how to instruct the computer to make pie charts, you wouldn't want someone to walk away with it. Oh, and speaking of copying software, this may seem like a contradiction of what I just said, but rule number 2 for software is store a copy in a safe place.
Sorry, I forgot to put my phone
Some
on vibrate.
manufacturers, in order to protect themselves against illegal
You
use
know,
of
it
the
usually
program,
is.
have made their disks impossible to copy. They do that with a variety of clever tricks. If that's the case, they've also supplied you with a backup copy of the program to store in a safe place, or else made it possible for you to purchase an extra copy if you destroy the one you have. But most software can and should be copied. In fact, let's do that right now.
I'm allowed to copy that floppy?
And now I'm being prompted to put the disk I want to copy over here and the blank disk over there.
This is so dangerous. So illegal. It's kind of turning me on in a weird way.
And it says to hit any key when I'm ready to make the copy. You see, these are signs of a well-designed program. I don't have to read the manual to know what to do. The prompting on the screen is sufficient. It's obvious. Hit any key to begin. Okay? We're now running the program we use for copying discs. You see, it takes a program to do anything, even if you're just making a copy of another program. In fact, it takes a program to turn the computer on. That program is built into the computer. It comes on a little chip, like this one. There's something else you should know about discs before we go any further, and that is what's called formatting or initializing. When you buy a blank disc from the store, it has nothing on it. It's like a blank tape cassette. With a tape, you can simply pop it into the tape deck and record whatever you like on it. With a disc and a disc drive, you have to do something to the disc before you can record on it. Each computer has a different way of putting information on a disc, and each computer comes with a program for formatting discs. This program simply puts a code on the disc that tells the computer where to store information so that it can find it later on. One of the things that makes a disc so much faster than a tape is that it can take information from any place on the surface without going through all the other information first. You know how much trouble it is to rewind a tape to find a certain song. But you also know how difficult it is to find one phrase within a given song on a record and set the needle down in just that place. Well, the disk drive solves that problem by putting little codes on the disk to mark where each phrase begins. That's called formatting. Now, all I have to do is label this one as the copy I'm going to use and put the original in a safe place. You'll notice that I'm writing the label before I put it onto the disc. This is because you can damage the disc by writing on it, especially with a ballpoint
Oh,
pen.
he's so smart.
In fact, any pressure you exert on the
Why
disc
would you
can
put it?
ruin
Why would you put it on like that? Why would you put it on like that?
Do this by
Why would? Why did you put? Why did you do? Why are you doing this?
You're using a copy instead of the expensive, irreplaceable original. Well, I'll just have to make another copy, I suppose. You see, the manufacturers that allow you to copy their discs will not give you another one. Otherwise, they'd be supplying everyone
all
with
of that.
free copies. These discs, floppy disks as we call them, are extremely delicate. Since they're recorded like ordinary recording tape with a magnetic recording head, they can also be destroyed by magnetic fields. All of these
magnets
are powerful magnets that can destroy what's been recorded on discs. You can destroy discs and information in many ways. In all likelihood, if you carry the disc this way,
Oh no. Stop.
whenever you got to wherever you were going, it would be utterly worthless. Dust makes discs unreadable. Bending the discs, even though they're called floppies, can ruin them too, or putting fingerprints on the exposed surfaces. This is the proper way to transport discs. And I don't have to tell you what that does to discs.
Not the milk.
So,
Don't
now
pour
that we've
your
talked
milk
about
all over
programs
your
and the
floppy
delicate medium
disk.
on which they come to you,
Keep your milk
the main point
inside
to
your
remember about the
body.
care and feeding of your software is to buy only what you need. That's rule number 3. If you want to make pie charts to help you get a better idea of how much you spend, or just to make pretty illustrations, you won't want to spend more than $50 on the program. You don't need the sophisticated graphics that newspapers use. They may have paid hundreds or even thousands of dollars for that.
But I want the graphics.
Cost and capability are 2 ways of deciding what programs are right for your needs. Once you've decided what you need, you face another problem. The manual that tells you how to use the program. Let's face it, no matter how good a program is, the instructions for how to use it
I can't
are apt to be
read.
a little complicated. Moreover, they sometimes suffer from a staggering innocence of proper English usage. In short, they are badly written. In fact, instructions for computer programs are not called instructions, they're called documentation. Get a demonstration of the program before you buy it. A good program will give you plenty of on-screen instruction.
How are you supposed to change this to blue once you've decided it's going to be green? This manual doesn't make any sense.
It's right there on the screen, Dad. And you're right. These manuals don't make much sense sometimes, but neither do most of your legal documents. No, you just have to read them really carefully. Translate from computerese to English. You can usually figure it out.
Computerese.
Is it possible to get something that'll keep track of all
I want to
my
learn
clients,
computerese.
and then tell me which ones have paid me on time and which ones haven't?
Yeah?
And then I'd like the computer to be able to give me a list of, say, everybody I've done wills for, so I can tell at a glance where my family business is coming from. And then I want to put a file on each person into the computer, so when they call about some other kind of service, I can have their file at my fingertips. Or is that asking too much of this little machine?
Not at all. What you need is a database manager. There are plenty of database manager programs.
How do you know which one's best?
Well, there are a lot of computer magazines. They review all the new software. You can talk to people who've used the program before, and you can even go to the store and watch it work before you buy it.
Let's go see what they have.
Okay.
Let's go.
Great.
He is spending so much money. Dad's fucking loaded. Marge, get off the fucking computer. I got work to do.
Look, don't you think it's about time you learned how to do something other than kill Klingons?
Well, I learned some word processing today.
Oh, really? What did you write?
Well, nothing, actually. I just changed all Kathy's diary entries. She's been keeping her diary on the computer. Everywhere she talks about Jimmy, I put Herman. Herman is this really gross guy at Kathy's school.
I'm sure that Kathy will be delighted when she sees that, and I'm not sure
Margaret's
that your
such a
father
little
would have something
cunt.
to say to you about invasion of privacy.
You know when you ask your parents, like,
on-size kiddo,
who do you love more,
I
me or my sister? And then your parents go, oh, I love you all very equally. This mom doesn't feel this way. She's like, you're a little shit, Margaret.
Yes, apparently.
I
you're
love
having
your
a little
sister,
trouble
Kathy.
with
She's a
economics at
genius.
school.
She does well at
Why
school.
don't you let this program help you out? It won't hurt, really.
You're over here playing Pac-Man all goddamn day. Of course you're my least favorite.
This is just one of a whole array of computer education games and tutorial programs. If it's not true already, it will be true in the not-too-distant future that a student without a computer will be like a student without school books. Several colleges already require that entering freshmen have computers, and some schools even specify which computer you have to have. One reason for using
That's a bit
computers
demanding.
is that they can make learning so much easier and more enjoyable than traditional ways. They won't replace books or teachers, but they will supplement the current system of education. Computers, don't forget, are simply counting machines. The French call them ordinateur, which really means a system for filing. In Latin, the word is ordinatus, which means well-ordered. Simply put, computers bring us order out of chaos, one of the great aims of man throughout history. Since students tend to be a little disorganized sometimes, educational software that orders
God,
their
his
lives
voice
or
is
their
so
thoughts
good.
can be one of the most important uses of a computer in the home. High school students, for example, who are preparing for their SAT tests, can benefit from a whole range of
I want him
programs
to
that can
talk
put them
about
through
this
drills to help
nonsense
improve their
for an
skills.
hour.
One company
You know,
even
lay my head in
guarantees
his
a
lap
better score
and
or
just
your
fall
money back.
asleep.
That's how sure they are that their programs work. There are programs to teach you everything, from how to type to how to design skyscrapers. There are programs to teach you to use the computer and how to use the many programs that go with it. And there are others to teach you how the computer works deep inside its complex microscopic circuitry. In this illustration, the information makes a loop from the person to the computer back to the person. And in the process, it becomes organized. This is a standard feature, a standard power of all computers. This is the true fundamental meaning of owning a computer. Computers create order. One of the classic ways in which a computer organizes information is in the so-called database management program.
All right, so you can read reviews and you can talk to people who own programs, but how do you know what kinds of programs are even available?
Magazines, stores, and the salespeople at the stores. But I don't think they could possibly keep up with all the new programs. You just have to keep trying different stores and asking different salespeople. If you were really smart, you'd run a computer software search. You could get one of those search companies to send you a list of all the programs that we could do on our computer, the ones that's specifically designed for law offices for you.
How much does this kind of thing cost?
About $15.
Oh, that's not bad. How do you know what to look for in a program?
Look for good on-screen instructions. Is it easy to see what you're supposed to do next? If not, there could be a flaw in the program. But then there are always trade-offs. The more choices there are, the more you can do. So, complicated programs...
It's the library? What are these people doing?
But then it's going to force you to look in the manual more than once. Some programs come with cards like these for easy reference to the commands.
What are commands?
Oh, there are two kinds of input you can give the computer when running a program. There's data and commands. Data are the numbers or the letters that you give the computer to work with. Commands are anything you tell the computer to do. Okay?
She's so smart.
Daddy, over here. Remember that stock program you wanted to see? Here it is.
Look at that beautiful
Let's see how it
robe.
works.
Okay.
Welcome to hell.
It's the manual. Ah. Well, the daily listings are easy. Let's try the 52-week history of a stock. Well, that's terrific. Let's plug in another major.
Oh, that's terrific. Look at those stocks.
I guess you're sort of enjoying this, huh?
Look at that. Can we get this at home?
Well, sure. All we need is a modem, which will connect our computer by telephone to the Dow Jones computer. There's a monthly service charge, but we can use it whenever we need it.
So all we need is a modem. That's one of these things, right?
Mm-hmm.
What?
What else do we need?
That's
Remember
a thing?
that database manager we came to see? Well, this program can file all sorts of information and then retrieve the information later by hitting a number or a keyword.
Wait, I don't think I follow that.
Kathy is giving her father a demonstration of database management in its simplest
The
form.
fuck are you doing,
A good
dude?
database manager is an extremely powerful tool.
Are you that bored of your own video?
Forms can be as short as a telephone book entry or many pages. You can sort them through using one key.
I don't
such as
like
the city someone lives in,
anytime a
or you can
man
sort
has a
forms by
melon in
many
his
and
hands
varied
because
keys.
I know what y'all
Programs
freaks
work
do.
like this. If I stored descriptions of all these fruits and vegetables in a database manager, and later on asked it to find everything that was green, I'd get the descriptions of zucchini and limes. If I asked for everything that weighed more than a pound, I'd only get the honeydew. Or if I asked for everything that was long instead of round,
The best
I'd
fruit,
get
by the
bananas
way.
and zucchini. You get the idea. If you want, a database manager will print out the files it selects, or else print out selected information from them. The key to successfully using a database manager is selecting the right one for your needs. It may have more commands than you need. Maybe it won't have the commands you really want. There's a wide variation in price, so it's important not to buy more than you need.
Man, all I want is some honeydew now. Maybe an apple. But did he gift it to that family?
What are you looking for, Mom?
I can't seem to find my recipe box.
You mean the one with all the little 3x5 cards on it?
Yes, that's the one.
That's because we put it on the computer.
You did what?
Yeah, come on, I'll show you.
Here, Mom, let me hold your hand and take you to the computer because you've never been there before.
So what do you want to cook?
Correct.
I don't know. Something Italian, maybe. That is amazing.
Just gotta print that shit out every time. That's a waste of paper and ink.
You know, this is great.
Yeah, and you can even spill spaghetti sauce all over it and just print out another copy for the next meal.
Oh my god, I wanna play Pac-Man so bad.
That's right.
Hi, Dad.
Hey, hi. Can I try?
Sure.
What's this thing called?
It-
I know. It's the peripheral.
Dad, not the peripheral, a peripheral. It's a joystick for games.
She actually
Computer people would call
sounds
the
like
joystick a
this.
peripheral. Let me
Fuck off, Marge. I'm so sick of you. Sorry. Getting a little agitated with
Computers
Marge.
aren't all dull work, you know. But some of the more interesting and useful jobs they can do depend on peripherals, as these things we attach are called. A peripheral device is simply anything you care to attach.
How
to
can
your
mirrors be real if our eyes
We
aren't
usually use the
real?
word peripheral when we're going to have to spend extra money on something, too. This computer has internal disk drives, but on some other machines, such as the Apple and the Commodore, the drives are peripheral. This printer is a peripheral device. And so is this touchpad.
What the fuck? This is magic!
If Mrs. Mills decided to put all her real estate office records on the computer, she might need another kind of peripheral called a hard disk drive. This works much the same way as a floppy disk drive, except it has several disks and several read-write heads. The disks, sealed in an airtight case, are made of aluminum, not plastic, which is why they're called hard. Typically, a floppy disk will spin around 300 revolutions per minute. A hard disk might spin at 10 times that speed. This makes the hard disk much faster at finding or storing information. Not only that, but the hard disk drive can store a staggering amount of information. This one here could hold everything ever written by Shakespeare and Charles Dickens, and still have room for the Bible. It might also cost as much as the computer itself and all the other peripheral devices put together. The modem you use to tap into the Dow Jones Stock Information Service is also a peripheral. You can get one for as little as $50 or pay as much as $500 or $600, depending on how fancy you want it. But this device allows your computer to send and receive information over the telephone lines. There are more than 1,000 computer services you can dial up using a modem and a telephone connected to your home computer. Dow Jones is just one of them.
Thank you, Mr. Dow Jones.
Once you're plugged into the networks of the world, you can get news, weather, sports, information at the touch of a button. Mr. Mills can tap into the big computer at his bank and check his balance, move funds from checking to savings or vice versa, and pay all his bills without ever writing a check. With a system like this, regular bills like mortgage and car payments can be paid automatically.
Hi.
Hi there, honey. Boy, this sure beats waiting down at that bank.
I'm just about to go run some errands. Is there anything you need from the store?
I was about to do some computer shopping. Is there anything you need at the store?
Computer shopping? You know, since you bought that modem, you spent more time in front of this computer than the kids do watching TV.
Oh, really?
Hell yeah.
Let's see this computer shopping.
What's the whole point?
Oh, this is great.
You know, that's not all. You know that trip we're making to your mother's next weekend?
Yes.
Well, what about getting the tickets right now?
We can avoid waiting in line for the airline.
We can do that? Host done.
Next Saturday at noon.
How about next Saturday, a little closer to 10 o'clock?
And there it is. And I can pay for it with my American Express card number, and that's that.
We don't have to wait in line to pick them up.
Nope, they mail them out in 24 hours, and I can pay my American Express bill with remote banking.
It's amazing. Oh, listen, I've got to get some listings for new houses for sale. I have another customer.
I thought we weren't going to work this weekend.
Well, this isn't work. I had a call from the Robinsons. They have a friend who's moving from out of town and needs a place to live right away. 3 bedrooms, 2 baths, near downtown.
Oh, that's a pretty tall order for a Saturday afternoon.
I'm the dog.
This. There go the listings now. All I have to do is call my client, tell them about these houses. They can drive by, tell me what they want to see. We'll look at them next week.
And we can go to a movie tonight.
tomorrow night. I really have got to catch up on my correspondence. I mean, my word processing.
He wants to bang and you want to
One of the
fucking
biggest
type.
tasks facing any business person
God, what a
is
goddamn
handling
nerd you are.
paperwork. And if computers are good for anything, it's reducing paperwork. Mrs. Mills is writing a letter now. In the old days, before she got this computer, she'd have typed it
Just
up
a
and sent
quick
it to one person.
note.
If she made mistakes while typing, she would have had to correct them with an eraser or correction fluid. Or if her mistakes were bad enough, she would have had to type the letter over again. Not
Show
only
me your
that, but if
correction
she wanted to
fluid.
send the same letter to more than one person, let's say a new house came on the market and she knew 10 people who might be interested in seeing it, she would have had to type the letter 10 times or send fairly impersonal photocopied form letters. The computer solves all those problems. That may look a bit odd at first, but what she's actually done is to create a form letter that's going to be not only a very personal letter to each person, but is going to save her a lot of time as well. Those cryptic messages beginning with the period AV at the top are commands to the computer. It means that whenever it sees that symbol, period AV, it's going to stop and wait for Mrs. Mills to insert something. Then, when she's answered all the questions,
insert
it'll print
something.
the letter. For example,
God,
if it
I love
asks
insertion
what interest,
so
Mrs.
much.
Mills might type in prairie school architecture. Or, if she's writing to someone she'd just seen at a dinner the previous night, when the program asks what comment, she can type, following the word incidentally, "It was nice to see you the other night." So all she has to do is fill in the blanks for the 10 people she wants to send the letter
Okay, but how do
to, and
you
she'll be done.
sex
The computer will print
someone?
it out
Because
exactly as she wrote
I
it.
don't,
and
I don't
never
know
make a
how to
mistake.
do it, and I want to learn.
But what about the mistake Mrs. Mills already made? The computer doesn't know that's supposed to be Q-U-I-C-K. However, she has a program that does. Spelling checkers have become commonplace among people who use computers for word processing. Word processing is what computer people call this process that you and I have always called writing. The way spelling checkers work is to compare each word in your text with the words in its own dictionary. If it doesn't recognize a word, it lists it for you. You then have the option to ignore it, to add it to the dictionary so that the spelling checker will recognize it next time, or to flag it for correction. In this case, Mrs. Mills wants the word flagged. But there's something else she's decided to do. She's decided that the last paragraph, telling where the house is and describing it as a beauty, should go near the beginning of the letter. After all, it's the house she wants to sell. The rest is just polite chatter. So all Mrs. Mills has to do is to tell the computer what it is she wants to move and then where she wants it moved to. And it seems there's just one more small alteration that Mrs. Mills has decided to make. Nothing like a little attention to proper grammar. Now we have the fully completed letter.
Hi, Mom. Can I use the computer now? Got some work to do.
Yes. If you'll print out these letters for me when you're done.
Oh, sure. No problem.
Okay. Good night, dear.
Good night.
Don't stay up too late.
I won't. Good night.
It's time to chat with the boys on the computer. Send nudes.
Herman, that creep. Marjorie, I'm gonna kill you.
I mean, kill her
Now we can
though.
use the same
She's
trick
not
Marjorie
that
used
important.
To change Herman back to Jimmy. All she does is to invoke the global search and replace command in the word processing program. This means that every time the program finds the name Herman, it's going to erase it and put Jimmy in its place.
I just met the most wonderful boy. His name is Jimmy.
And when Jimmy falls from
Jimmy
favor,
is the
it's convenience
cutest
Kathy can
boy.
use again.
There. That's better.
I spy with my little eye somebody's watching our stream.
Halloween? Hello? We about to spook some motherfuckers? Is your computer haunted? Oh my god? Man, having a computer is a lot of responsibility.
Just catching up on my correspondence. As you can see, there are all sorts of little conveniences to make work like this faster and easier. Letterhead printed in continuous form is just one example. To make the most of them, there are a few things you have to learn as well. One of them is not to trust
It's getting
your
spooky in
computer
here,
too
and
much.
I love it.
There.
The power went out. No.
Or at the very least, not to trust your local power company too much. That sometimes happens during a thunderstorm. Unfortunately, that little bit of wisdom I wrote is gone forever. I can't remember it, and neither can the computer. It's as profoundly gone as a line of music played in the forest. Whether it's a brilliant line such as the one I just wrote, or your homework, or a list of every real estate client you've ever had, your information is valuable. Oh, there we go. Power restored. But not our information. Now, why is that? What is information once it gets inside the computer? Is it written down? Is it etched in stone? Hardly. In fact, it's quite ephemeral once it's inside the computer. Let's put something into the computer and see. There we go. We did that once before, remember? Now then, let's see what goes on inside your computer. This is what it looks like inside a microcomputer. These are the actual components that do the computing. This is the computer's memory, where it stores information. This is the central processing unit, or CPU.
You're not allowed
where
to
the
show those on
conversation actually
TV.
takes place. In
What
fact,
are they
the only
doing?
work that's done inside a computer is done right in there. That CPU is called a microprocessor. Put it together with all these other components, and you have what's called a microcomputer. These are the components that send the results out to the person operating the computer. The information comes in here, goes to the CPU does whatever job you require, and then the information is stored in memory here until you want to retrieve it, at which point it's sent out here. There are two ways computers store information. One is main memory. This is what people call RAM. It means random access memory. Each of these chips contains thousands of circuits where information is stored while you're using the computer. The word hello is in there now. It's stored in code as electrical signals. It's a little like Morse code, in fact. Here's what the word hello looks like to a computer's memory. In a computer's memory, we use switches, like these, to represent the ones and zeros of that code. Each one is called a binary digit, bit for short. This, on, off, on, off, representing the letter H, is called a byte. Typically, a byte is 8 bits. In the case of the computer's memory, we have microscopic switches that can be either on or off. In binary code, the ones that are off are represented by zeros. The ones that are on are represented by ones. So, if we set up the switches like this, on, off,
I don't understand.
on, off, on, off, 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 on, on.
Hell.
The code
It says
for
hell.
the word hello is stored in memory. The computer is set up so that it will display
go
what
back
we
to
typed into the
hell.
memory. It could just as easily be set up to display the code instead of the English word, those zeros and ones. But it's simply easier for us to read words than numbers. Now we know about one way the computer stores information. But if we turned off the electricity, then all those switches would appear to be off. So we have to find some other way to store information if we don't want to leave the computer on all the time. The other kind of storage is on magnetic disks or tapes. Recording tape was the first form of magnetic storage for computers. We've all seen the spinning reels on the computers in the movies. These days, we use magnetic disks. And instead of tape recorders to record and play back, we have disk drives. There are two main differences between RAM storage and disk storage. One is that everything in RAM disappears when you turn off the electricity. So eventually you have to put your information somewhere else or lose it. The other is that there's usually a lot less space in RAM than on a disk. A typical computer memory such as this one will hold about 36 typed pages. These little chips can hold 36 typed pages of text. And with new technology coming along, this single chip can hold 144 pages of text. But most home computers don't have nearly that much memory. And so we need a larger storage area. This disk will hold almost 5 times what the computer's normal memory will hold, or about 200 pages. Now, let's put the word hello on the disk for safekeeping. There, it's on the disk. What does that mean?
It's just that easy.
How is it on the disk?
You do you.
Where is it on
I'm
the disk?
gonna keep
We
pooping.
can't see anything on the disk. The surface
But
of this disk
I can't see
is
it.
coated
It's
with
not
plastic.
real.
Iron oxide particles, a form of rust, as a matter of fact, are embedded in the plastic. This is a model of the surface of a disk, greatly enlarged. When the disk is manufactured, a strong magnetic current lines up all the particles in the same direction. Since each magnetized iron oxide particle has a north pole and a south pole, just like any magnet, it has 2 states.
God, I love
Two states
having 2
makes
poles.
it an ideal binary logic device. On,
That one was a rough one to get out.
off. In other words, it can act like our switches in memory acted. A new disk with nothing on it has all the particles pointing one way. So it's like the blank memory. Everything is turned off. When the disk drive writes something on the disk, it applies a magnetic field to a little section of the disk and switches some of the magnetic poles around. This is like turning on a switch. Once again, it creates a pattern of zeros and ones. On, off, off.
He has so many devices to educate
So
you.
as you can
It's
see,
incredible.
The letter H is now stored on this disk. The disk is divided into tracks, like the grooves of a phonograph record, and the tracks are divided into sectors. The sectors are further divided into little areas, each of which contains an 8-bit byte of coded information. And so, this disk is one of the best ways to protect yourself against accidental loss of your information. The term save in computerese means to make the computer record whatever is in memory onto the disk or tape or whatever more permanent storage device you're using. We spoke before about the fact that what's on the disk isn't lost when the power goes off. Therefore, the more frequently you put what you're doing on the disk, the less you lose if the power ever goes off. In every program you use that involves the creation of information you'll want to keep, there is a command that writes what's in memory onto the disk. Use it often. If you're writing something, for example,
I
or
haven't
making
learned
changes
that
in
lesson
something
at
you've
all,
written,
actually.
a school paper, a letter, such as Mrs. Mills was writing, or Kathy's diary, Save every time you've completed a page. It only takes a moment, and it can save you hours of work should something go wrong. But there's something else that can happen when the power suddenly goes off like that. If the magnetic head that records information onto the disk and plays it back, the read-write head, if it happens to be touching the disk when the power goes off, it can render the disk permanently unreadable.
Oh no!
The computer now thinks that there's nothing on this disk.
Kills it!
Because when the power went off, the magnetic head wrote nonsense all over the disk. What do I do? Remember how I made copies of my program disks? Well, it just so happens that I make copies of everything I do. It's one of the trade-offs of owning a computer. For the immense power the computer gives you, for all the time it saves you, it asks you in return that you observe some simple rules in protecting your information. I copied that disk this morning before beginning work. Therefore, I'm only a few hours behind. It's a bother, but it's better than being a week behind, which is where I'd be if I had no backup at all. At the beginning of the week, I made sure that everything on that disk that was new or had been changed was also printed out. If worst came to worst, I could always retype all of this into the computer or have someone else do it. Right now, new technology makes it possible for computers to read printed pages, such as these, right into memory, although it's still too expensive for home use or even for small offices. One day, I could use this as a backup and not even have to retype it at all. So, you see, while saving and duplicating your valuable information doesn't prevent its loss, it ensures you will have another copy in the event of loss. Business people who store valuable information in their computers take copies to bank vaults at the end of each day. If you have information whose loss would be catastrophic,
You do you.
make sure you have
I'm
an
gonna keep
extra
pooping.
backup copy in another location. Even a small
He's so,
fire
like, well
could cause
prepared
smoke
for
damage
life.
that could render your disks all unreadable.
I don't know what that's like.
The environment in which you maintain your computer is important to its performance. Your computer doesn't need to be struck by lightning to be destroyed by high voltage either. A spark from the tip of your finger in midwinter when it's dry and static electricity builds up can zap a computer and render it as dead as can be. This special anti-static mat prevents that from happening by bleeding off any charge that might build up on you or your clothes before you've had a chance to touch the machine. You walk on it every time you approach your computer. You see, there's a lot to consider before you buy a computer. Taking a computer into your home is a little like taking in a new and rather unusual pet. It needs somewhere to live. You have to remember that you'll need space for all those components and a supply of paper if you have a printer. But you also have to remember that the environment itself is important. If you live in a climate where it gets very hot, you'll have to either shut down the computer or turn on the air conditioning when it gets above a certain point, usually
Blow on it.
about 90 degrees. Not only does the computer have to be kept cool, its environment must be clean. Smoke particles in the air from cigarettes or any other source can foul up the
Are you
working of
guys
the floppy
learning
disks.
how to take care of
As
your
you
dang
can see,
computers?
even the
I bet none of
smallest
you even
particle
thought
of
about this
dust
before.
could cause quite a bit of trouble when encountered by the read-write head of this disk drive. If you want to know how much dust is going to be around to cause you problems in your computer room, place one sheet of black construction paper partially over one sheet of plain white paper on an exposed surface, leave it for about a week, and if there's a lot of dust in the area, you'll quickly see it. You'll want to have at least one of these boxes in which to store disks. You'll find that as soon as you get your computer, you'll be overrun by little black diskettes. You can keep the ones you work with most often in one of these right on the desktop for easy access. The disks you don't need for everyday use, or extra copies you store for security, can be neatly kept in these plastic boxes like books on a shelf. But then once you have all these disks, how are you going to know what's on each one? Well,
I don't know.
you can have the computer keep track of them for you if you like. We saw before
What?
how a database manager worked. Why not set up a form just the way Kathy and her father did? Give each disk a number, fill out the form to include what's on it. Then you can always search using the database manager and find what you want. All discs containing information on sports. All discs containing personal letters. Or if you don't know what's on a certain disc, you can punch in that number and the program will give you a table of contents. Anytime you want, the computer will print out a complete catalog of all your discs and what they contain. What did I put on this one?
Or you could just like put it in.
Now, let's see here.
Honey, I think I finally figured out this spreadsheet program. I just about got it. Let me show you. You know, you could probably use this in your business, too. Now, each one of these is a little box. A-1 is the first, and H-20 is the last one. Now, you can put numbers in the little boxes. All you've got to do is move this little cell pointer around, you see?
It's just like moving the cursor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The reason I got this program was so we can keep track of our...
What's a cursor? You didn't teach me that.
See? Now, let's say that AT&T goes up a point. You can see at a glance what that does to the total earning picture. And that way you can prepare well in advance for any possible tax consequences. You know, you could even set it up so that if a stock goes up a certain amount, you'd sell, or if it goes down a certain amount, you'd buy. And that way you'd never be risking more than a certain...
You do you. I'm gonna keep pooping.
Hey, you guys.
When are we supposed to get a chance to use this thing anyway? Oh, yeah. This was supposed to be a family computer, and you two are turning it into an office?
Guess we haven't been taking over a bit, haven't we? What's going on?
What's the matter with the computer?
What? Great. Oh, no. Mom, I've got a paper due for school tomorrow.
Come on, computer.
I think you should try the reset button first.
Oh, let me try.
Oh no, you had a virus!
A very wise man once said of computers, it's a wonder they work at all. We shouldn't be surprised if they do weird things now and then. In fact, sometimes you can unpack a new computer, put it together and plug it in, and find that it won't work at all. That's why you should always make sure your dealer puts it together in the store and gets it running before you take it home. Then again, sometimes this happens later on, and you have to face the possibility of servicing your computer. When a computer's new, heat can build up. Things change shape and come unplugged inside. This one's still under warranty, so there's really nothing to worry about. But whenever I see a problem like this, I do some very basic things first. First, turn the machine off. Then, unplug it.
Service
Always be
me,
sure to do
Daddy.
that, because not only could you get electrocuted, you could damage the computer further. Then,
But I
check
want to get electrocuted.
all the connections.
Come on.
Make sure all the cables are secure. If there are screws, tighten them. Let's try it again.
Snow Dad's better than no dad.
Once you've determined that everything is seated properly and plugged in, if the computer still refused to work, you might run diagnostics. Many
Be
computers
sad because
automatically
you lost
test
thousands
themselves when
and
they're turned
thousands
on.
of dollars.
If a problem is detected, a message will appear on the screen or be given
You
to you
do
by
you.
codes,
I'm
sometimes
gonna
by
keep
little
pooping.
lights. These lights make patterns, just like the binary number patterns we looked at before, and their meaning is explained in the computer handbook. Other computers come with diagnostic diskettes. If you put the disk in and run it, it takes the computer through its paces and determines what's wrong. On the whole, though, it's amazing with the amount of delicate electronic circuitry inside a computer that more of them don't break down. In the early days of computers, something with the power of many of today's personal computers would have taken up several large warehouses, just the hardware itself. And it would have been out of commission more than half the time due to hardware failures. It was, in fact, in one of the early machines that a technician, looking for the source of a strange computer malady, found that a moth had been caught and killed in one of the electronic relays. From then on, They referred to sorting out computer problems as debugging. Or at least that's the story that's told. But today's machines are incredibly compact and surprisingly rugged and reliable. Since there are very few moving parts these days, the only thing you really have to worry about is the break-in period, when heat buildup could change the shape of components and cause them to pull apart or to fail internally. Whenever I get a new computer, I like to turn it on and leave
How
it
many
on.
computers you got, dude? You're just flexing for
Sometimes
no
weeks on
reason.
end. Or read your warranty carefully. Most of them are only 90 days. If your computer has a fan, that's likely to be a trouble spot if you're going to have one. Fans have moving parts. If it doesn't have a fan, maybe too much heat's going to build up. Leave it running to see what'll happen. You may notice that the Apple has no cooling fan, but that there are kits you can buy to attach one. It's probably a good idea to buy one. Your disk drives
Goddamn
have
Apple.
moving parts, too. They aren't running unless the light is on. Give them as much use as you can during the warranty period to see if they're going to hold up. And then if something actually does go wrong, take the machine back to the dealer right away. Once the warranty period is over, repairs can become costly. But fortunately, once a computer has gone through its shakedown cruise, there's little to go wrong with it. Disk drives may need adjusting now and then. Any reliable service center can do that for you. The heads may need cleaning, as do tape recorder heads. You can purchase
Clean
a
that
special
head.
disc that cleans the heads, just as you can purchase a special tape cartridge that cleans tape heads. If you take proper care of it, your computer might easily outlast your desire to own it.
Okay, I promise I won't change Jimmy's name again. You'll just show me how to write programs.
Well, it's not Jimmy anymore.
What do you mean it's not Jimmy anymore? Didn't you change it back?
Yeah, but I've decided Jimmy's a twit. I've changed to Brandon now.
Brandon? Who's Brandon?
Damn.
Brandon is so...
Okay.
Jimmy got
Just show me
fucked,
how to write a
dude.
program.
There's nothing to it. All you have to do when you write a program is give the computer instructions.
Instructions to do what?
What do you want to do?
Write poetry.
All right, wise guy. Let's make a program to write poetry.
Wise guy. Why you gotta call her names? Oh wait, never mind. Martha sucks. I understand completely.
I don't get it. It's really pretty simple. First of all, each line has to be numbered. So that's what these numbers are for.
But why not 1, 2, 3, 4, 5?
Because then that wouldn't leave us any room for more lines if we need them later on. The first 3 lines tell the program to print what's in quotes. Watch what happens when I run it.
I spy with my little eye somebody's
Why don't
watching
you
our
sit
stream.
there, write your poem. Just do what it says. Type whatever you want.
Buckle-ass fleas!
How did it do that?
Oh, I'm not so sure you'd understand.
Oh, come on, you promised.
Well, it's really a simple program.
What?
It's just a plain
You
old
know what?
book.
I bet
Here's
Papa
what happens.
doesn't have fleas. That's
Lines
rude.
40, 50, and 60 ask for input. The dollar signs tell the program that your input is going to be letters, not numbers. A, B, and C tell it that 3 separate things will be input. Those are your 3 words, whatever you want them to be. So all those instructions do is tell the program to wait for you to give that input. Line 70 is what we programmers call a counter. This counter tells the computer to count by 5s, starting at 5 and ending at 75. I use the number 75 because this screen is only 80 characters wide, and I don't want it to go off the screen. Line 80 tells the computer to tab over the number of spaces equal to the first value of t. 5 spaces in our case.
Guys, I expect
and
you to
print
write this
3
program.
inputs. Those are your words. Paco has fleas. Line 90 tells the computer to tab over to the next value of t, 10 spaces, and to print the inputs. The program continues to indent by 5 extra spaces and print Paco has fleas until it finishes counting up to 75 spaces. When it finishes counting, look what it does. It says go to 70. That starts it all over again, counting from 0. And every time it gets to that point, it has to start all over. So it never ends, and that's why it's called a loop.
Wow, beautiful.
Remember we talked about giving the computer instructions about the binary numbers it understands? Kathy's program was written in a high-level language called BASIC, for beginners all-purpose symbolic instruction code.
High-level BASIC.
Since binary numbers, zeros and ones, are so hard for people to read and write, programmers have devised other codes for us to use. Then a program within a program decodes them and translates them into machine language, zeros and ones, for the computer. The farther away from machine language you get, the more instructions you end up with. Because BASIC is so flexible, you end up wasting a lot of instructions you might not need. But BASIC is easier for you to write. If you write in this language, called assembly language, although you may have some trouble learning the language at first, you'll be able to tell the computer more specifically what to do. Your instructions will be translated into fewer zeros and ones. And of course, if you write in the actual machine language of zeros
God,
and
I
ones,
wish I was smart
you can
enough
tell
for
the computer
this.
what to do step by grueling step. Very few people ever do that. BASIC is one of the most popular programming languages, and probably the one you should learn first. It's set up so that once you learn it, you can easily move to other harder languages you might choose to learn. Yet it's as easy as writing simple English commands. Writing your own programs, of course, is the ultimate control of your own computer. But as we've seen, there's really a need to do that with all the ready-made software that's available. And more is becoming available every day. Bringing a computer into your home may take a little getting used to, but most people who do consider it well worth it. Kathy and Marjorie were never very interested in writing, but with word processing, they're now spending a good deal of time writing. And it's not just their schoolwork. What was drudgery before, such as writing a school paper, is now fun. Mr. Mill's briefcase isn't empty, but it's a lot neater than it ever was before. His taxes are in order, and the information he needs for his personal finances is as close as the den in his house. Mrs. Mills can now spend more time at home while losing nothing as a career professional. Your personal computer
God, computers are so
can do these
great.
things for you as well, in addition to a world of other uses, whatever you might want. It's really quite a wide horizon that a personal computer can bring to the home, a window of opportunity for you to make of it what you will. Do.
Yay, we did it! Now I can finally pick a good computer. Now you can make informed and smart decisions. Bravo! I mean, it did answer everything I was afraid to ask.
Exotic holiday destinations can have hidden pitfalls for the foreigner.
Gosh,
when
she's
you are
tan.
there, that means you. Find out about local customs, especially their attitude to dress, their laws on drink and drugs. Drug offences could carry the death penalty. Going topless might offend or be taken the wrong way. Very nasty.
My titties are gonna get me
killed! And while British consuls will do what they can, they can't pay for lawyers, can't get you special treatment, can't get you out. So find out all you can from the tour up on the spot. And please read this leaflet. Get it right before you go and while you're there.
We've got some great stuff happening on Store Beats today. We'll see the video from Stock Room Review that everyone's raving over off their latest disc, Palette Palace.
Big wide legs.
Also stand by for Detection with Always Watching. This tune is headed for a #1 spot with its insightful look at shrinkage control. Watching closely for accurate inventory counts, correct paperwork processing like invoicing and receiving, and careful register operation. All very much key to good all-around asset protection. You know, there's a place in the store that sometimes gets overlooked or taken for granted, but treated with a little attention, it can actually help generate profits while protecting company assets. Of course, I'm talking about the fitting room. Customers like service. They like knowing that someone will be there to unlock the door, to help them find a different size, and to save them time by collecting their unwanted items for return to the sales floor. The associate responsible for the fitting room does an important service for the customer while helping control company assets. Well, the fitting room is what's happening for the new sound hitting the streets, called Fabulous Fit. Vocalist Carly Jourdain had many unpleasant experiences at fitting rooms in a variety of stores. Sometimes made to feel like a thief, sometimes ignored, but rarely treated like a valuable customer. She was tired of it, so Fabulous Fit was created to voice what proper procedure at the fitting room should be. A good balance of service and loss prevention. We're going to kick it off with the debut
Help me
release
put on
from
my
Fabulous Fit.
clothes!
Here's a cut called Fit for You.
Every day, first thing in the morning, an associate gets the key.
Yeah.
This associate is responsible for continuous availability.
Bars!
It ensures that the place is
So, I mean, what's
giving
the deal
customers
with
some peace
magnets?
of
Like,
mind, 'cause they have the right to try what they want, not having to wait till the timing is right.
You tell him, sister.
Now let's just take a for instance. A customer is at the door. She wants to try on some items and then maybe she'll try on more. But you can bet she won't like waiting when she's got something better to do than stand around wasting her time while she stands there waiting on you.
Oh, fuck!
Of course, if there's lots of goods in hand, then go ahead and check the bunch. 1 is nice and 6 are just fine. Any more than 6 is too much. 'Cause 6, you see, is the maximum.
At one time.
That's right, at one time.
Yeah, but why?
Just count each garment separately. A 2-piece counts for 2. And if there's 7, 8, 9, or 10, the person comes out and
A 2-piece counts for 2.
The 6, you see, is the maximum.
She's losing it.
That's right.
She's losing the bars, dude.
Let me know. Let me know when you're ready, and we'll make an even exchange.
She gave up.
That way you'll try on everything that you wanted to try today.
And let's just say for a moment that the lady wants another size. Hey, that's good service at the fitting room, like the smile that associate provides.
How'd you do? How'd you make out?
Is pleasant chatter that you can say while you check the count at the fitting room before she walks away.
Oh my, there's only 5.
You scream as she gives them back, but the trick here is to be polite, not to launch a big attack. You just nicely say,
Please wait a moment while I check it out. Perhaps it was left behind.
and then go and check the fitting room to see what you can find. Just remember, though, do not accuse. The trick is to be kind.
Yeah, the trick is to be kind.
The associate available at all times.
The associate available at all times.
Garments, not the hangers, are the quantity.
Hangers don't matter, it's the garments you count.
This is getting
1,
weird.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6 is the maximum at any one time.
One time.
The maximum at any one time.
One time.
I don't like the group of people singing. It's very culty.
The associate available at all times.
The associate available at all times.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 is the maximum at any one time.
One time.
The maximum at any one time.
One time.
The trick is to be kind.
The maximum at any one time.
What's your first impression when you see our restaurant?
Is this VR?
Well, inside it's cool, clean, but there's only one thing missing to make it a perfect first impression. Someone terrific to greet you.
This is the walk position.
Uh-huh.
The walk is the very first
This is
person
the
that
worst
the customer
VR
comes in
experience
contact
of my
with.
life.
So who's ever working the station, taking the orders or handling the cash transactions.
Wait, she's the
that's
one
key
talking?
to the customer's dining experience. Now, I don't claim to be an Oscar-nominated actress, but in the walk station, I have become aware
Oh,
of the
honey, we know
usefulness
you're
of a
not.
little bit of theatrical talent. I mean, think about it. The restaurant business is like show business. You have to give the audience what they want, and you should always leave them smiling.
Cue the walk person. Walk person, where are you? Walk person! Cut! 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 Cut!
What is going on?
You were beautiful. Really, don't ever change. Where's the walk person? The customer should never walk up to an empty counter.
Love his hat.
Here I am. Sorry.
Okay. Let's try it again. And action.
Hi, may I take your order?
Yep. I'll have a burrito, fries, and Coke.
Oh. A what? A burrito?
Cut! Cut! Cut!
What? A burrito?
Customer, you were phenomenal. Really.
Never heard of
Don't
a
ever
burrito
change.
in my life.
But you.
I forgot.
Listen, Justine. It happens to all of us. I mean, even Tom Cruise forgot his lines. Once. All right, what happened here? Now, she's a customer. Maybe it's her first time here. You're the expert. You need to help her out here. And you want her to be more specific, well, then give her some suggestions.
Oh, I can give her suggestions.
Right. You got it? Great. Okay, everybody from the top. Hey, where's that smile? That's it. You got it, kiddo. All right, roll film and action.
Hi, may I take your order?
I'll have a burrito, some fries, and a Coke.
Okay.
I'm just gonna say, burritos are kind of
Sure,
disgusting,
okay.
and I don't
And a
understand why
regular
people like
fries?
them.
Yes.
Okay. And a large Coke.
Right, that's it.
Will that be for here or to go?
For here.
Cut and print. Fabulous. Justine, you were terrific.
They're
Really,
not
you
good.
were
If you say they're
fabulous.
good, you're just a
Colossal,
liar.
Incredible, wonderful.
You've been brainwashed by
Well, I
Chipotle.
learned a lot. I learned that customers will often take my suggestions, especially when they're not sure what they want. They usually appreciate my help, so long as I do it courteously and with their interests in mind. Always give the customer a number if he or she is going to dine in. When the order is ready, the pushback person will match it to the number the customer has. The next thing you do is call out the order so that the kitchen will get started on it immediately. But don't do it like I did in my audition. One combination burrito and an order of regular fries!
Cut. Customer, you were phenomenal as always. I mean that. Really, are you okay? I'm sorry. She's new. I apologize. You all right?
Think so.
Great. Don't ever change. Justine, we're not doing the miracle worker here. The customer knows what she ordered. You don't have to yell, the order back in her face.
I'm sorry, but I was just trying to make sure that the taco bar heard the order.
Are you serious? The taco bar in Timbuktu heard the order. Now, look, where might the taco bar be? Very good. So if you were going to call
Listen,
an order
I've
out
never
to the
had a
taco
burrito
bar,
I liked.
where
I'm
would be a good way to
sorry.
face?
Towards the taco bar?
This one has
God,
a future.
she's
I
dumb.
can sense these things. Places, everybody. Okay, from the top.
All I learned is that that girl is really stupid. Oh my god, my ear. Ah! No, 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 no. What is with these fucking camera angles?
Was it crusty stuff? Yeah.
You do you. I'm gonna keep pooping.
What? This doesn't feel right at all. Is this? I don't feel right. This doesn't feel right.
I haven't picked up one phone.
I give up. How many times have you gotten service like that? The phone rings and rings. When you finally get through, bam, 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 bam. It makes you wonder what they're thinking. I mean, what's more important than a customer like me who wants to give you their business?
Don't they know my name is Karen?
Nothing is more important than a customer. It doesn't matter whether they walk in our unit or call us on the phone. We have to make them feel important. You know, treat them with care.
No.
Put all the phones on hold.
Fuck them. I mean. You don't want no pizza for you.
You can see great telephone service is a lot more than just taking orders. It's knowing how to treat customers, how to make them feel important.
When customers can't see you, the only thing they have to focus on are how fast things are going and by the tone of your voice. So it's important to be friendly. Remember, it's not just what you say, it's how you say it.
It's the B to the R to the L to the H with the P to the I to the Z with the to the H. How can I help you?
Now that's great service for delivery and carry-out customers.
No. No, 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 no. No!
Burger's Pizza. Burger's Pizza Hut.
Is this guy okay?
Berkeley Heights Pizza Hut. Burger's Pizza Hut. This is the Berkeley Heights Pizza Hut.
I love him.
Have your phone number, please. Berkeley of the Heights from the pizza. This is the hut.
See? It's a combination of what you say and
You
how
do
you
you.
say it.
I'm gonna keep pooping.
Customers might not remember all the steps you go through, but they will remember how you treated them, how you made them feel. That's what great phone service is all about. Doing the right things and treating customers with care.
Oh goodness, that was really good. It's okay, guys. In like 10 years, people are gonna get nostalgic for the Blockbuster.
The Blockbuster customer service program.
Everyone's gonna want to go to the Blockbuster.
Retail business has become increasingly competitive. More and more retailers have been struggling just to stay alive. The survivors follow a simple formula: listening to their customers and meeting their
You're gonna want to go to the store, walk around the aisles,
That's a formula for survival.
stand in the line, and
however,
buy
not
the
only
candy that's
survive,
$15.
but thrive. These businesses listen to their customers, but then they take what they learn one important step further. Instead of simply trying to meet their customers' expectations, they attempt to exceed them. Their goal is to build and maintain strong customer loyalty, to attract new customers and keep our existing ones. Our goal at Blockbuster is not just to satisfy customers, but to delight them. This customer service program is designed to equip you with the skills necessary to consistently exceed customer expectations. For those of you new to retail, this program provides a great introduction to Blockbuster's approach to service. For those of you with solid retail experience, well, this program gives you the chance to brush up on old skills and learn some new ones. Like most things in life, you'll get out of this program what you put into it. Your active participation will make it a worthwhile experience not only for you,
I don't think I could
but
ever
also
work
for
anywhere
others in
that
the
forced
store.
me to wear khaki
Your commitment
pants.
to apply what you've learned to your everyday interactions will help
Why
you
can't
get
I wear what
results
she's
that far
wearing?
exceed what
Cool
you thought was possible.
leather jacket?
In
Is that
doing
all leather
so,
jacket?
you'll earn the trust from your customers, respect from your peers, recognition from your managers, and a sense of pride that comes from being the best. Sometimes, even with the best intentions, our efforts fall short of exceeding customer expectations. At other times, our efforts don't even meet their minimal expectations. These situations are referred to as pitfalls. Watch now as CSRs demonstrate 4 pitfalls to avoid. After each pitfall, stop the tape and answer the workbook questions before moving on to the next pitfall.
God, there's gonna be so much khaki in this video.
What do you know about this movie?
Nothing. Haven't seen it. Sorry.
I mean, what else are you supposed to say? I don't know shit about the movie, lady.
What do you mean I returned my last video late? That was the day that ice storm came through. I couldn't even get out my driveway.
Computer says it was late. I'm sorry. That's
Sucks for
the
you,
policy.
lady. Pay up, bitch. Guys, get your workbook out. We have to talk about this.
Thank you.
Next. Hello?
I get it, buddy.
Hey, gonna rent Arlington Road, I see? Great story, but bummer ending.
I wouldn't know. I haven't seen it.
Spoilers.
When you focus on the customer, you tell them with your words and actions that they are your top priority, above all other tasks and assignments. Focusing on the customer benefits both you and customers. When you focus on customers, you develop trust, send a clear message that you want to help make customers feel that they've been treated like individuals, and prevent or relieve stressful situations. Service principle number 1 includes 3 skills called guideposts. Guidepost number 1 is listen effectively. Guidepost number 2 is act promptly. Guidepost number 3 is ask for feedback. The first guidepost, listen effectively. Listening effectively lets customers know that you've really understood what they've said. As a result of listening effectively, customers feel good about you and the store, stressful situations can become less difficult, and positive interactions can be made even better. You will now watch 2 video examples of CSRs as they listen effectively to customers. Each video example has 2 parts. In video example 1A, the customer makes a comment or expresses a concern, but the CSR misses the opportunity to listen effectively. Stop the tape after video example 1A and answer the questions in your workbook before going on to video example 1B.
I've heard this is a great workout video, but I haven't actually seen it. I don't know if it's the right one for me. I mean, I don't want to be stuck buying it and then watch it once or twice and then file it away forever.
Don't worry about that happening with this one. It's very popular.
Yeah, just fucking lie about it. What do you want her to do?
The customer again makes a comment or expresses a concern, but this time the CSR does listen effectively. After watching video example 1B, stop the tape and jot down your answers to the questions in the workbook before going on to video example 2.
I've heard this was a great workout video, but I haven't actually seen it. I don't know if it's the right one for me. I mean, I don't want to be stuck buying it and then watch it once or twice and then file it away forever.
You want to be sure that this tape is the right one for you before purchasing it.
Exactly.
How does it... Why was that a positive response?
My boyfriend's
That was-
birthday's coming up, and he loves movies. Problem is, he's so particular.
You want to make
He'll never
sure
tell me if I've got the wrong
you
one.
should
I mean,
like
if I
the
get him a
product
movie,
before
he'll
you
tell me
buy
it's
it.
perfect.
Yeah, no shit.
You know
What?
I mean?
How about getting him a video game instead?
My boyfriend's birthday's coming up, and he loves movies. Problem is, he's so particular. He'll never tell me if I've got the wrong one. I mean, if I get him a movie, he'll tell me that he thinks it's perfect, even if he hates it. You know what I mean?
You want to get him something he'll really
Wow,
enjoy,
your
right?
boyfriend
Something
sucks
he might even
dick.
get for himself.
Right.
What the fuck? I'm way not into this. Blockbuster deserved to die.
By acting promptly, you demonstrate a sense of urgency that lets customers know that their needs are important. Acting promptly means acknowledging the customer's presence immediately and stopping any non-customer related activities. You will now have a chance to watch 2 video examples of CSRs as they
This
act
is what they were
promptly with
teaching
customers.
people.
Each video example has 2 parts. In video example 1A, the CSR misses the opportunity to act promptly. Stop the tape after video example 1A and answer the workbook questions before going on to video example 1B.
Oh, I'm sorry, ma'am. Did you want some attention?
In video
Am I supposed to
example
just
1B,
crawl over to
CSR
you?
does
Kiss your
act
feet because you're fucking looking
After
at a
watching video
videotape?
example 1B, Stop the tape and jot down your answers to the workbook questions before going on to video example 2. Again, stop the tape after the first example and answer the workbook questions before going on to the next.
Both of those are great movies.
Oh, I know. I've been wanting to see both of them, but
Oh, I would
only
be
have time to
so
watch
annoyed
one
if
over the
someone came out to me and did this.
You know, one of those movies is a 5-day rental. You can watch one movie over the weekend.
People just want to be left alone.
Great. Thanks.
Quick, grab him and tie him to one of the fucking tape racks so he doesn't leave. You're never allowed to leave Blockbuster. You're here forever.
How are you today?
Late for dinner. Thought I'd pick up a video on the way home, but it looks like everyone else had the same idea.
Did you have a specific video in mind?
Yeah. Pulp Fiction. Tarantino rules.
You got that right. I just saw it on the shelf a few minutes ago. You're in a hurry, I'll tell you what. Just get online, I'll go grab the video and bring it over to you. That'll buy you a few extra minutes. How does that sound?
Sounds great.
Okay. It would not. Not at all. It doesn't take 3 minutes to go pick up a tape and then walk back over to the
To exceed expectations, it's important not only to listen, but also to ask customers how Blockbuster can improve or keep doing the right thing. Asking for feedback makes customers feel that their opinions and ideas are valued. Here are 2 video examples of CSRs asking customers for feedback. Each video example has 2 parts. In video example 1A, the CSR misses the opportunity to ask for feedback.
This lady has too many rules about how this video is supposed to go.
In video example 1B, the CSR does ask for feedback.
I'm returning this video.
Great, how'd you like it?
Oh, it was great. De Niro is such a good actor.
Did you see him in Ronin?
No.
Excellent action, and De Niro's awesome. I just saw it on the shelf. Would you like to check it out?
Yes, but I don't have much time. Where is it?
It's over in Action. Let me get someone to help you.
Oh, thanks.
Hello?
Hello? That's my face right now. Watching this video is real good.
How's it going, Mr. Lopez? Been enjoying your free rentals?
Yes, I have. It's a great program.
What program is that? How do you get free rentals?
That's the Blockbuster Rewards program. Let me finish
Shut
up
up.
with Mr. Lopez
No one was
here,
talking to
and I'll tell you
you.
all about it.
Okay, sounds good.
Nosy bitch.
Being a customer service champion means taking personal responsibility for
Listen,
ensuring
just
that the
stand in line and be
customer receives
quiet.
the best possible service from Blockbuster. This may mean going to the extra mile for a customer. Here are 2 video examples of CSR's
The extra
demonstrating
mile?
customer service champion. Each video example has 2 parts. In video example 1A, the CSR misses an opportunity to be a customer service champion.
Hi, I'm looking for a film called Last Holiday with Alec Guinness.
Why?
Sorry, we don't carry that one.
Okay, thanks for checking.
No problem.
I'm sorry. We'll call another location and
In
have
video
them
example
put it on
1B,
hold
the
for you.
CSR is a customer service champion.
Hi, I'm looking for a film called Last Holiday with Alec Guinness.
We don't stock that one here, but we do have some other great Alec Guinness movies. Have you ever seen The Lavender Hill Mob?
Yeah, actually that's one of my favorites. But I really had my heart set on Last Holiday.
You know, maybe we can find a copy from one of the other stores. Do you want me to go ahead and call them for you?
Yeah, that would be great.
What'd I tell you?
My pleasure. Let me get some information.
What did I
from you so
tell
can
you?
let you know where to find it.
I
If
learned
you
some
wanna
shit from
wait,
these
let me check
videos.
for you.
Fine, I'll wait.
Hi, I'm Jeff. You look like you could use some help.
Yeah, hi. My wife sent me in for a movie, and I can't remember the name.
Ew, that's tough. Good luck.
Thanks.
Sorry, buddy.
Hi, I'm Jeff. You look like you could use some help.
Yeah, hi. My wife sent me in for a movie, and I can't remember the name.
Okay, what kind of movie is it? Action, romance, comedy?
It's a comedy.
Okay, do you know who's in it?
I'm drawing a blank. I can't remember her name.
Okay, have you seen her in any other films?
Yeah, we saw her in that movie. It's about email.
Oh, you mean You've Got Mail?
Yeah, that's it.
That'd be Meg Ryan.
Yeah, that's her name.
Okay, she's been in lots of good comedies. Like Sleepless in Seattle with Tom Hanks. Could that be it?
Sleepless in Seattle. No, I don't think that's it.
Let's see. She's also been in French
Kiss. That's it. That's the one.
Oh, great. Let's go find it.
Thanks.
This guy sucks.
You've had a chance to learn and practice the 3 service principles. Focus on the customer, take personal responsibility, and use good judgment. Using these service principles when everything is going right is important in building customer loyalty. What will often keep customers loyal is using the principles when things aren't going so well. Since this requires special skill and some adaptation of the principles, the next 3 modules focus on 3 challenging service scenarios: recovering from customer dissatisfaction, providing great service in busy or stressful times, and providing great service in slower times. This module explores ways to recover from customer dissatisfaction. Let's face it, no one enjoys it when things go wrong and a customer becomes dissatisfied. And yet,
I love
CSRs
it.
say
It's my
that when
favorite,
they can
actually.
quickly resolve the problem, the dissatisfied customer often becomes the store's #1 fan. It makes good business sense to settle problems and concerns. When you work hard to make things right, it's called recovery.
Just fight the customers.
Successful recovery can turn disappointment to delight and have an extraordinary impact on customer loyalty. CSRs often follow these steps when recovering from customer dissatisfaction. Listen and demonstrate that you want to be of help. Repeat or paraphrase your understanding of the
That sound is really disturbing. They need to stop.
Apologize for the customer's disappointment or inconvenience. If it's a problem, explain what steps can be taken to correct the situation and keep it from happening again.
Like, there's gotta be some, like, hidden images in there.
If it's a complaint, suggest ideas to help the customer cope with the situation. Then ask for feedback. Take the appropriate action and follow up. Here are 2 video examples of CSRs trying to recover from customer dissatisfaction. Each video has 2 parts. Each video example deals with a problem rather than a complaint. In video example 1A, the customer expresses dissatisfaction, but the CSR misses the opportunity to recover from it. In video example 1B, the customer again expresses dissatisfaction, but this time, the CSR recovers from it effectively. As you watch these 2 examples, keep in mind that these are situations where you do have personal authority to resolve the problem. Some situations, however, are beyond your control or authority to resolve. Examples include, but are not limited to, those involving the media, legal issues, or allegations such as racial or ethnic insensitivity. These situations should be immediately turned over to your manager on duty. Don't try to resolve these yourself. Your MOD will know where to turn for appropriate resolution.
Getting triggered by these phrases.
You know, I really didn't like that video.
I'm sorry to hear that. Maybe the next one will be better.
Yeah, right.
Did you see that little eyebrow twitch? She was like, this bitch. Great, you didn't like a video. What do you want me to do about it? Get a new director, call a movie studio.
I'm sorry to hear about that. Was there anything in particular?
Well, to be perfectly honest with you, it was the language. The bad language was a little too much for my taste.
So don't get a rated R movie.
Avoid movies with strong language.
Exactly.
I'm sorry it wasn't what you were looking for. Tell me more about what movies you've liked, and I'll try to.
How dumb are you to not look at the
That's very
rating?
nice of you.
My pleasure.
Hi, did you find everything you were looking for?
Yeah, I guess so.
Great. Ms. Johnson, were you aware that your account shows $3.50 in extended viewing fees?
No, I wasn't aware of that. And besides, that's impossible. I return everything on time.
Well, that's not what it says here. I'm looking at 2 films that were due back on the 13th and return on the 14th. Blade and American Pie.
You know something? I don't care what you're looking at. I return those movies and every other movie that I've ever rented from you guys on time.
Oh,
now,
brother.
I know you think you did, but maybe you dropped them off after 12 noon. That's a really common mistake. Lots of customers...
Why do I feel like I'm being accused of something? Are you the video police? Do I have the right to remain silent? Should I call a lawyer?
Look,
Oh,
I'm
brother.
not sure what you're so upset about. I'm just doing my job. We're only talking about $3.50. Some people owe a lot more than that.
You don't get it, do you? I don't believe this place.
That's when the employee pulls the flex and pulls out $4 and pays it for them. You say, see, lady? It's not that big of a deal.
Did you find
I
everything
can
you're
afford
looking for?
$3.50.
I guess so.
Great. Ms. Johnson, were you aware that your account shows $3.50 in extended viewing fees?
No, I wasn't aware of that. And besides, that's impossible. I return everything on time.
Gee, I'm sorry. The computer is showing 2 films that were due back on the 13th and return on the 14th. Blade and American Pie.
I haven't the faintest idea why the computer is showing those films as overdue. I can tell you that I returned those 2 films and every other film
I
I've
haven't
ever
the
rented from you guys
faintest
on time.
idea.
So you're saying those films were returned by 12 noon on the 13th?
I don't remember the date, but I know they were on time.
Okay. Let me credit your account for the additional rental fees. I'll do that immediately if it's okay.
Yes, please take care of that.
Just make up your own
That's taken care of.
bullshit.
Would this be all?
Yeah, that's it.
Okay. Ms. Johnson, these are both due back in 5 days, by 12 noon on the 28th. Enjoy your movies. And again, let me apologize for the mix-up.
Thank you.
All of us have stress hot buttons that can cause us to behave in ways that have a negative impact on the quality of the service we provide. The challenge is to adapt your use of the service principles when you're busy or under pressure. Here are 2 examples of CSRs trying to provide great service in busy times. Each example has 2 parts. In example 1A, the CSR misses an opportunity to provide great service during a busy and stressful time. In example 1B, the CSR does manage to provide great service.
I'm sensing a disturbance in the space-time continuum.
Find everything you were looking for?
Yes, I did. Thank you. I'm finally going to see the new Tom Cruise movie.
Well, I hope you enjoy it. Are you a big Tom Cruise fan?
I think he's taken on some more interesting roles lately.
I like some of his earlier stuff, too. A couple of weeks ago, I watched Top Gun on DVD and surround sound TV.
Answer
Those
the
dogfight
fucking
scenes were
phone.
spectacular. And the soundtrack on DVD was awesome.
I'm sorry, what did you say?
Hello, find everything you were looking for?
Yes, I did. Thank you. I'm finally going to see the new Tom Cruise movie.
Well, I hope you enjoy it. Excuse me just a second. Blockbuster, this is Caesar speaking. How can I help you? Great. Thank you for calling. Hope to see you soon. Thank you for waiting, sir. Now back to Tom Cruise. You're a big fan?
I think he's taken on some interesting roles lately.
Hi, how's it going today?
You started out okay.
Well, when you got a good video, it's bound to get better. Take care.
My day will get better when this line starts moving.
Yikes.
Hi, how's it going today?
Yeah, it started out fine.
How can I help you?
You can make this line move faster.
Oh, I'm sorry. Let me open another register. I can take the next person.
Oof. Man, that's a play I would not play into. I'm like, oh, sorry to hear about your day. Good luck. Bye.
Why is it that
I
when
got other
customer
shit to
traffic
do.
slows down, so do we? Sometimes it's tempting to view such times as downtime, a break in the action. We seem to shift from attention to at ease. But slower times let us get creative in our approaches to customer service. We get a chance to try new things and interact on a different level with customers both in the store and on the phone. Slower times present us with unique opportunities to build customer loyalty. Unlike the other video modules, these examples are not two-part ineffective effective segments. Instead, they focus on effective ways to give great service during slower times.
Hello, may I speak to Mr. Simmons? This is Perry from Blockbuster Video.
This is Mr. Simmons.
I'm calling to let you know that the tape you returned this morning was missing the video inside.
I wasn't aware of that. Are you sure?
Yes, sir. It may still be in your VCR.
You may be right. Let me check. If I find it, I'll bring it back today. If not, I'll give you a call.
Thank you, Mr. Simmons.
Hi there, good to see you again. I see you're back picking up DVDs.
So
Yeah,
much
love the format.
tacky.
Yeah, I hear that from more and more customers. How can I help you today?
I'm doing okay, thanks.
Great. You know, we recently changed the appearance of the DVD section and added new titles. Have you noticed a change?
You know, now that you mention it, I did notice there was something different.
What do you think of the change?
Well, you know, I am finding it easier to find selections. That's why I didn't ask for your help. And I'm glad you've added more titles.
That's great. I appreciate the feedback. If you do need help, I'll be right over there.
Thanks.
By using the principles you've just learned, you can help ensure the continued success of Blockbuster, one customer at a time. In other words, you can help Blockbuster not just survive, but thrive by exceeding your customers' expectations.
Oof.
I'm Brandy.
Sorry, lady.
Thanks for
Sorry
watching.
to tell you. You
You
tried
do
your
you.
best, but
I'm gonna keep pooping.
it just didn't work. It just didn't work for you.
Your active participation will make it a worthwhile
Bloopers?
experience not only for you, but also for the others in but also for the other people in your life around you somewhere.
I like her more now.
I got a little tongue twisted, sorry.
Pow, baby, pow.
Because we all know that no to the think about
She's
the
actually a normal human being.
I'm
that
gonna
help
keep
you
pooping.
each day is what I was gonna say. I mean, isn't that what the videos are supposed to say? Listen to the people, do what you're supposed to do. You know what's going on. To get it right, or we'll come and we'll mess you up. No, I did it earlier. After watching the first one, decide which questions you might ask to tell the customer off. That's a good training video, right? It's just there's the one thing, you know. Okay. What are you talking about? Yeah, and if I was truly being brazen, I'd be just like I was when I was a kid, walking around. All right?
I wanna
Make
be
the
your
sale.
friend.
At whatever cost, make the sale. That been clear?
That's all you needed to say. That's the type of honesty we like in 2019, lady. Well, I think that's gonna be it, folks. So now what? Now you guys go to bed. You have to process all of the information that you've learned today. Now you can handle your asthma and mean customers and learn how to do stocks and we should never forget all of those fancy scarf styles. Well, I had a lot of fun. I learned a lot of things. Learned that computers are expensive. Every waking moment, I'll just have to earn money so that I can keep buying programs for my computer. can wear a scarf at Blockbuster. Tie it around your khaki pants. Next stream when, who knows?
Fresh bits!
The world may never know. Yeah, I never got that scarf. That's pretty disappointing, I must say. My day is ruined. Well, I hope to see you guys soon. Sleep well and good bite, everybody.
Sir, I really think you should push the button.
Dr. Irma Letz's body was found in a vacant lot over here. WKO-FM. This is New York area weather from the National Weather Service. Forecast, variable cloudiness, an overnight low in the 50s. Tomorrow, partly cloudy skies, low in the 50s, high near 65. Clear and 60. Relative humidity is 54%. WWKO News, I'm David Parker on News 85.7.
Yeah. Yeah.
Can't beat it. The feeling you get from Coca-Cola. Can't beat the feeling. You gotta dance through the heat of the day. Hear the beat, it's coming your way. Check these feet and you're gonna say, hey, 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 can't help it. I felt it. Feeling so real, you just got to share it. Pop, pop it. Can't beat the feeling. Can't fight it. Can't hide it. Feeling so good, you just got to share it. Can't beat it. Can't beat the real thing. Oh yeah. Can't shake it. Can't fake it. Feeling you get from a Coca-Cola. Can't beat it. You can't beat the feeling.
And, as always, I'm watching you, Sap.
You're still here? It's over. Go home. Go.